Good evening, everybody, and I am Fractured Filter. Welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Sith. And joined with me, as always, is Jay Hitman. How's it going, sir?
How's it going? So pumped, so excited for the show tonight. Boy, do we have a show in store. I am fired up, ready to go.
Yeah, there's like I keep saying, and I'll keep saying it until they stop giving us this. Disney is the gift that keeps on giving.
You know,
they keep finding more things to just kind of,
this show
fuel this.
Absolutely. This show just started. Fracture and I wanted to, just get together and just talk about stuff. Our passion for Star Wars and our love for legends and canon and George Lucas content. And this is actually, has transformed into it's just interesting how it has transformed and evolved. And it's like they want us to have this.
Whoa,
they want to.
Hang on. Is that you echoing?
Am I echoing?
I think that's coming from you.
Is it? Hold on. Was that better? Can you hear me?
Well, we'll see if it doesn't play back. I don't know what was going on there.
It's this new stupid mic. Is that better? Am I still echoing?
No. Oh. I don't know where that's coming from.
Is that me? I don't hear you echoing. Am I echoing?
I'm hearing extra things. Are you hearing that? That weird extra playback?
No.
You know what? It was me. I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was going on. My fault. I'm sorry. I completely derailed you for my own stupidity.
Oh, you get on like these new headphones, you stupid Apple.
I'm sorry. That was my fault completely.
Okay.
That was
I was
my
trying
fault.
to figure out what was going on. No,
yeah, that was me.
What was my train of thought? Oh no, I was just saying, it was just, starting out as something fun for us to do. And it's like Disney wants us to continue this show because in their just utter stupidity, they just give us content to discuss. And it's great.
Absolutely.
Yep. So.
Okay. I guess.
What do we have so tell everybody, what do we have in store for tonight? Because I'm super excited. And like I said, I'm in a feisty mood. I've been on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I think, even just like what was this? Yeah, even got updated this article. I mean, it wasn't that long after we did the last show that then Sam Jackson wants to come out and start talking about good old Mace Windu. So let me bring that up.
Bring this up because you had posted either last night or the night before. And for those that are listening, go follow Fractured. He posts, I get a lot of my stuff from him. And there's a lot of other people I obviously follow too. But last night, I was at work and I got this. I saw the post and I lost it. But yes, this right here, this gem, to quote Fractured, this gem, gift that keeps on giving. Samuel L. Jackson still wants Mace Windu to return in Star Wars. So I'll let you go first. I have my thoughts on this.
I mean, just kind of skimming the article. It's like he points out that apparently to him, there's a huge history of people with one hand returning in Star Wars. Jackson made clear. The last we saw Mace Windu was flying out a goddamn window to his doom. I mean, this has been brought up even before. I believe I have that article as well, right? Let me get that. I mean, I get it. I like the character as well of Mace Windu, but I get it. He likes Star Wars too, I guess. He wants to come back, but I mean, look at that. Even 2016, he's still like, I can come back. So I mean, this was what was funny because somebody tried to post this as, oh, Samuel L. Jackson and George Lucas say Mace Windu is still alive. No. Because I retorted with somebody about this because they tried to post this as their gotcha. In the article here, all it says is Jackson added that George Lucas agrees with this theory, saying, I told him my thoughts, and George was, I'm okay with that. You can be alive. Okay. I don't.
It seems very different.
For all we know, he's talking some shit, and he's just trying to keep his character alive.
Right.
Because, I mean, as far as I know, we haven't gotten George Lucas himself to actually say, yes, he's still alive. We are only supposed to take Sam Jackson at his word that he had. I mean, considering you have the liar Filoni in there, always, you know, double speaking and stuff like that. Why would we trust anybody else that comes from the mouse or just, you know? So that's kind of been my whole thought with this in particular. The thing to get to the root of the matter with
it's a deep root. We'll be here for a while. Pack a lunch.
So it's like, where do you start with all this, right? Because, oops, let me just get rid of that. Like we saw it, Revenge of the Sith. He's right there in that moment. He's trying to see. I mean, if you go through the novelization, he's trying to see the shatter points in this very moment. He's kind of distracted,
right?
Because he's trying to detect whose fear he's really feeling, because it was coming from Anakin,
which is a brilliant setup. I mean,
it was all just perfectly laid out, and you know he's trying to understand what's going on. Anakin's shouting, "I need him alive." Palpatine's, you know,
don't kill me.
He's playing it up. Don't kill me. He was gonna kill me.
Yeah.
And Anakin makes that big choice. He lops his freaking hand off, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then, of course, she just unleashes his unlimited power, blasts Mace Windu full on, and sends him flying out the goddamn window.
So here's interesting. The interesting part, and I don't mean to cut you off, but so Palpatine's office is in the Chancellor's suite, so it's not a part of the rotunda, but nonetheless, the Chancellor's suite is pretty high up in the
the way it's shown. Yes, it's not. Right? It would not be a short fall.
I just wanted to continue that because I think you and I, tell me if I'm wrong. I saw him fly out the window. I don't know if you did.
Yes, we all saw him fly out the window,
which was pretty high up.
So part of what I go into about this too is, now I don't know if it was the first place it was described, but it was certainly because I still have a lot of Legends material I still need to go through. But it was certainly the first place I heard this. The description was from the Star Wars Old Republic Deceived book with Malgus.
Oh,
and when he's
my favorite book.
When he's using the Force lightning, it's described as frying their insides.
Yes.
And so you not only have Mace Windu, who has just lost a hand, going kind of probably an "oh hell, I just lost a hand" kind of moment. He's distracted, which gave that opportunity for Sidious to do that. And this is Sidious at the height of his power, of course, and he just full blast, boom.
Right.
You can't just think that, oh yeah, even though he flew out the window, he totally would have regained himself, not without smacking in the concrete.
Well,
you know, this is the thing too, because you have it where we're supposed to be building up also Sidious and his power and just how much of a threat he is. And like I said, again, this was at his apparent, you know, height of it, at his most powerful, if anything. I mean, he stayed that way. But the thing is if you have Mace Windu that tanks that and survives and lives, you then just neutered
crap
villain.
on. Yeah.
You crapped on him, whatever. You devalue that character. I mean, this has been their thing. Yes,
Deconstruct it.
Disney has been having fun ad nauseum, deconstructing, just shitting on legacy characters with every chance that they have. And this would be yet again another one. Even though for their god awful sequel trilogy, they brought old Palpatine back from the dead.
But that wasn't even Palpatine.
I know, but it doesn't matter because they still brought him back. It was still technically him, and they show him then using Force lightning and taking out some freaking
all the rebels.
Ships in space.
Yeah, the whole rebel fleet.
He had the power to do that, but you're telling me he didn't have the power to kill one Jedi with his lightning who just lost his arm?
Yeah.
I
mean, it's very convenient, though, that Force lightning hit every single rebel ship and not his own ships. on a planet that I've never heard of.
Hey, he's got control, man.
Yeah.
This is the Sheev Meister we're talking about. He knows what he's doing. But no, I mean, it's just more damage to these characters that they put. Now, this is the thing. This is all just rumor, conjecture, and stuff like that. This hasn't happened yet. Nothing has been set in stone of him being revived. It's rumor, but I mean, at the same time, this probably wouldn't be beyond the realm of them doing this because they've certainly. There's certainly been enough of this, the stupid ass fan base that wants this done, and they'll probably push for it, and it'll probably get put up on the screen at some point. But I'm just gonna say and this is where again, because I did kind of have some people bring it up of they brought back fucking Darth Maul, they brought back Darth Sidious. In more ways than one. And this is again, I didn't like when they brought back Darth Maul in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Freaking furry Loney, he just had to do it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Dark Empire arc because they brought back Palpatine. I thought it just should have been one of these characters should stay. They had their moments, they had these big death scenes and stuff like that. They had their importance. They did their thing. Boom, done.
Do you think it'd be fair to say
just leave it to rest?
Right. Would it be fair to say so if they brought Palpatine back in canon, because I mean,
canon is the Dark Empire, and like I say, I don't like the story,
the cloning aspect, or the
cloning. I don't like it in general. I just don't like the aspect of bringing Sheev back. The cloning aspect, okay. Like I said I responded to somebody about this. It's like,
you got into an argument without me.
It wasn't really. It was basically I had a person that replied to me saying, Darth Maul was sliced in half and fell down an infinite pit and survived. Emperor Palpatine was thrown down an infinite pit to the center of a Death Star, which was then blown up. He survived. That ship has sailed, my friend. And my reply was just that. It was like, I know, but I don't care. Each character was meant to be dead and gone. Maul was brought back by Filoni, and I don't accept that. I dislike the Dark Empire series for that very reason of bringing back Palpatine. But I'll accept that more. I'll accept that more than Rise of Palpatine, Rise of Skywalker, whatever you want to call it. Because Dark Empire was a better story. But if I had it my way, and I can to a degree, both were dead, gone, and that was it. I certainly won't lay down and just accept this dumb shit stuff. I look forward to mocking it, though, which we are happily to do.
Oh, so that's what we're here for.
And that death scene for also Mace Windu was a big titular point.
Yeah,
it's an iconic scene, and it was that big moment where Anakin just he made the choice. He took his path that he felt he needed to take, and this was, I mean, like, even it gets further elaborated in the book and everything, is like, Mace Windu was second to Yoda.
Yeah.
He was not a small figure in all
No.
this. He and with it, and between that, having like that own ability that he had to see the shatter points in the Force and how some of these fates were connected, and there was that blind spot when it came to and like he said, he saw it at a point where they were so connected, was between Palpatine, Obi-Wan, and Anakin, and he was trying to decipher it for the longest time, and bam, right in that last moment, he finally it all piles together, but it was just sadly too late. And then, with that death, and then from them going in after Palpatine got his ammunition so he could further frame the Jedi as the bad guys and all this.
For sure.
So,
well, this is
by reviving him so like that, you'd have, I don't know what you would have to do to somehow make it acceptable, because there's just nothing. I mean, there's things in my brain, but all it comes off as is just being severe, like Deus Ex Machina tier stuff that would be so coincidental. It's like, come on, you're just reaching so hard to revive this character.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, it's like I like the character. I especially like for the fact of him being the character that created Pod. The fighting style that takes the dark side and kind of forces it back. It's a great aspect, and like he says, it helps with his weakness of always kind of being at the battle with the dark side. So I can get it, but I'm also willing to accept dead characters.
Is it fair to say, you remember I sent you a video, it was a YouTube, I think it was a fan trailer for like a possible video game, but I sent it to you and I'll have to pull it back up and see if I can find it. But it was like, I think the 501st is back at the Jedi Temple or something. They're in some type of temple.
I know I've seen like a comic, or it was a fan. Oh wait, yeah. I think it was a fan film where it ends with Vader coming to the hole.
And
then the purple lightsaber gets ignited, and then it just kind of boom ends there. I've seen that.
Like Mace Windu, just like half his face is like melted off,
and he looks really scarred up and everything.
Did you? No. So you saw that and you're like, no, absolutely not. Because I think in that, like I don't know if he fights Vader or
no.
Or
I think that's where it was. I think it ended, didn't it? It was.
I don't remember. I'd have to pull it back up, but
so would I. Because it's been a while since I've seen that.
You saw that and you're probably like, no, absolutely not. Or were
basically,
you like,
no, I'm just like, no, he's dead. Just like I wouldn't want Vader Anakin to suddenly be, revived, other than him as a Force ghost.
Yeah,
bringing him back in the flesh in like Luke's time or something would just be ridiculous. No, so leave these characters dead.
And this is like the brilliance of George, right? And there's some people that'll listen like, you guys are biased, you like whatever. That's your own opinion. But like the brilliance of George, right? So like I remember there are many, many scenes throughout all the movies, but I can remember like Revenge of the Sith, which is I enjoyed the movie and I love the book, right? But there's multiple different iconic scenes that just were like just jaw dropping, right? So like the fight scene between Mace and Palpatine, right? From a fighting standpoint, it looked like Mace won the battle, but Palpatine knew like he was just playing him, right? I mean, and I'm a Sheev guy, so I want to say that he was playing him. But that iconic scene, to your point, like hand chopped, there it goes, Force lightning out the window. When Anakin was like, no, and then he cut, I was like, what? I remember in the theater, I was like, no, what? Right, and then
like I said, it is a big, it's that big moment.
I was rooting for Sheev. I didn't want Sheev to go. Or I'm like, don't do this. But then like the other scene, right, where like Yoda's like, if so powerful you are, then why leave? And he just
Right.
challenged Palpatine. I'm like, what? And Palpatine comes out. So it's like there's like iconic scenes, right?
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I'm like, and then the argument can be made from the Children of the Mouse. I'm coining it. It's like, well, they brought Maul back. Maul was cut in half. And I think I sarcastically, because I'm not a sarcastic person by any means, posted on I think a Twitter, your thread or whatever. I was like, well, they brought Maul back. Maul was cut in half and went down an endless shaft and survived, or was brought back by the Knight Sisters.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
God.
Right. And then
ruin the Knight Sisters. Thank you.
Right. And then, to your point, Sheev thrown down a Death Star, the shaft of the Death Star, and then survives. But to your point, there's people that want to bring him back because they think it would be. This is how I enact it too, and I think I told you this. It's like the old school WWF. For those of us that grew up WWF, and we saw these iconic characters like Stone Cold, Undertaker, The Rock, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Mankind, and all these old school characters, right? Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, all these guys, right? That formed the Attitude Era, Jericho, all this and that. And they can't come up with any. And WWE, when they made the switch from the Attitude Era to WWE, because they bowed the knee to the World Wildlife Foundation, whatever, they can't come up with any good content. So instead of letting these legends rest,
they recycle them.
They bring them back.
Yeah,
and they
do it to try and prop up their current new stock, which is either hit or very miss.
Yeah, but they can't come up with anything new themselves, so they rely on these legends to revive them, and it's just dog water. It's just garbage. It's just terrible show, and that's what they're doing to these characters. I'm pissed the way that I love George to death, but I'm upset with how they portrayed Maul, because I feel like Maul could have been a better character than he was. Right.
Well, that's why you have that again. That's but again, you get into having EU content and extra books to help further kind of flesh out Maul and everything. I wouldn't even say Plagueis. The Plagueis book does him justice.
Oh yeah. I won't argue with George because he's the guy behind it. But that character could have been so much more. But you crap on that character, bringing him back. Falling down how does he get to the Witch Sisters or the Night Sisters down that shaft?
No,
does he crawl?
That bugged the hell out of me when I first saw it,
but
because he suddenly they introduced this new character, Savage Opress.
Was he down there?
Very
waiting?
Subtle.
Yeah.
No, this was the thing. If I'm only remembering bits and pieces of this, but. Savage gets kind of casted out from the whole Dathomir.
Yeah.
At some point, or casted out from when he's got picked up by Dooku.
Right.
And finds his way onto some junk planet, and then they have Darth Maul on some junk planet with a bunch of spider legs. And he's kind of
got from the Night Sisters.
They don't exactly explain
how
he got there.
Yeah.
Other than he was dumped off by, I guess, Nabooian trash. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he takes him to the Night Sisters and he gets some reformed legs and boom, he's back because he was he was full on just insane. And so they did some Night Sister witchcraft.
Magic.
Boom.
Yeah. That's the point.
His mind is reformed in a bit, and he's now back to fighting fit.
That's the point.
It was stupid.
Shyster Dave, but this Shyster Filoni, there's no content, and so bringing him back, that's the only reason why that was the most enjoyable. And I don't know if did you like Solo the movie?
Wait, say that again.
Did you enjoy Solo the movie?
No, okay. I didn't.
Neither did I. But I was irritated at the end of the movie. Maul does that cameo, and you can see his ridiculous lightsaber, and then his ridiculous non-existent legs, legs.
I made a joke to a friend of mine. I just laughed. I'm like, no, because for one, they brought back Ray Park to, of course, be the body of
Maul,
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
And beat them all. But what was funny, I was like, dude, They voice cooked him again. They use Sam Witwer, the voice actor from the Clone Wars, to give him a voice.
Yeah,
because they dubbed him in Phantom Menace. I'm like, but no, he has like I think isn't he like Australian or something like that? I think that would have been great to have this Australian Sith Lord. That would have been awesome.
Right. But they crapped on that character, right? They brought by Filoni bringing him back is just totally craps on his chest, right? And then Sheev. So like I could handle them all, like whatever, like it irritated me. But now you're messing with like Sheev, the Sheev Meister. He fell down, right? And you bring him back, but you don't explain how you brought. Like he falls down the shaft, and then we go to like the Rise of Skywalker, and he's got this medical spine that has basically, kept him alive, and he's done his whole cloning thing and all this.
Yeah,
it's like, so you bring him back, you bring Maul. If you brought Windu back, to your point, it totally just disregards that whole scene and that whole movie. Everything leading up to that iconic fight.
Absolutely.
But that's the point, because you want to destroy everything that George created. If you do that, if Filoni does, everybody says, well, Filoni learned from George. Like, that may have been the thing. That's may have.
I major doubts. Doubts.
Yeah, but you're crapping on what you were, on the very guy that taught you. Like, you have deconstructed
he's happily pushing this all the agenda crap. He's happily pushing the further destruction of these characters. He's happy to do it.
I'm getting fired up because it just irritates the living piss out of me, because it's like, and I'm also like questioning like these guys that are coming back. Now I'm questioning Ian McGregor. I'm questioning Hayden Christensen. I'm questioning Samuel L. Jackson. These guys that made these movies great, these characters, not even the character. I mean, you portray these characters and you made them great in a sense.
Yeah.
But now you're coming back. Now you coming back is almost like you're selling out. Like you're not gonna sit there and stand up. Like, no, like, hey, I don't agree with what you're doing with this character. Like, you're pissing on everything George created by doing this. So now the question is, and I brought this up in the last show, and I was like, are they selling out? I kind of think they are. Like, I don't care. You could pay me $1 billion. Let's say I was Hayden Christensen and I played the role of Anakin or Vader or whoever I was. Like, if I played a major character in that franchise, and they were dead, they like just let him rest, and you like, we want to bring him back. Like, you could give me $1 billion, and I say no, I would not do it. I will, I will stand on that, because you are you are agreeing with the deconstruct. What's the word? You're basically standing for the deconstruction of that character,
right?
Because you either need a paycheck or you believe in what, and it's two options. You need a paycheck, or you're agreeing with the way that Filoni wants to go with it, which is counter to what George Lucas created. Now there are some people out there. I know a guy that I talked to that says, well, everybody has, all you Star Wars fans have it wrong. Like, George wanted Star Wars to be able to be built on, and he wanted he wanted it to be like a Western thing, and he said it himself, and and I have, like I said, that may be true, that may not be true. I haven't heard it from George Lucas's mouth, so until I hear it from him, like I don't necessarily believe it, right? But there's a difference between wanting to have Star Wars be built on and then just creating utter crap, throwing crap on a wall and seeing if it sticks. So that's what
it's one thing about building upon, but also you at the same time had took what was already built upon and threw it aside,
right,
to then try and build your own stuff upon, while at the same time failing to do so effectively, to where you have the core audience, but then also you then end up just looting from that material that you got rid of. Right. Because your shit isn't working. And I want to make a quick correction. Ray Park was actually is Scottish. So I thought he was Australian. Right, I thought he was for some reason. I might have misheard a interview once, but anyways, just that correction out of the way. I will end on this, and I'll give you the floor. I'll end on this and give you the floor. But let's just 3 points, and I think you brought up a couple of them. This dude was Force lightning, right? His hand was cut off, right? Yep.
Arm was cut off. He was Force lightning. So any of you that are listening, if you don't understand the severity of Force lightning, to Fractured's point, go read Deceived. It's an amazing book. 12 out of 10. Recommend. Go read Bane, the Path of Destruction. I think that's the first book.
That was the first book, yeah.
Where it describes him and what was his love interest? His Githany, where he's doing this force storm.
It also it describes this also the buildup of the how he builds up all the hatred within it, and how the Force lightning is used in general is to build up an immense amount of hatred, and you basically just unleash it, and it has the most destructive capabilities.
And I think it's safe to say
it's definitely not a light side power.
No, I think it's safe to say that maybe Palpatine had maybe a little bit of hate, having to live with the Jedi for having this plan for years. Having to learn from Plagueis and the Council and all that, so he probably had a little bit of hate.
You get that for sure from the Plagueis book of how much he hates all these bastards.
Yeah, right. And then he gets. I would assume. I'm thinking it's either. I don't know if it was a Force push at the end of the Force Lightning, or the Force Lightning just rocketed him out of the Chancellor's suite, which is very, very high up to the floor below. Now there's probably. There could be people that are like, well, if he read the Darth Bane book, Darth Bane plummeted to a planet and he put himself in a force cocoon, and that's how he survived. Yeah,
but that was also after he had the Orbalisks attached to him that was regenerating him and feeding off of his dark side.
Yeah, right. So, but
I had that pretty.
And I don't remember if he was. I don't know if he had the Orbalisk at that time, but regardless, I think he was going to trying. Did he? Okay. Anyway, so
because when he descended down is because Zana was being attacked by the Beast Riders of Onderon.
Yeah. So
I want to say it was Onderon.
So just that, there's just those 3 points alone: the Force lightning, the trauma to the arm, and then maybe splattering on the street.
And you're telling me he did. Well, this was the thing. I can see what they would do is they would probably almost do it comically too. Is that he's flung out that window, and then he suddenly smacks into 3 or 4 hover cars or something like that, lands in one, and then gets carried away. And then, then is found and healed and, whatever.
I was just so stupid how what they could come up with. But I get the bigger point. Even if he did survive, even if you went that route, you are now undermining the story of of Sheev. You are discrediting.
To your point, you're undermining. Yeah, you're undermining Sheev, his importance, his power, Anakin, his decision in that choice. And then, just basically kind of the sacrifice that Mace Windu was to the whole thing. You undermine that whole thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just this article. This is every article that you shared, every article that I read, just irritates
blood boiling.
Irritates the piss out of me. But this one got me. This was the straw that broke the camel's back, because I'm like, now you're messing with Sheev and you mess with Maul, mess with all your other characters. Don't touch Sheev, right? Don't do it.
Yeah. If you want to mess up your own characters, by all means, go ahead. But don't mess with.
Well, I guess you already did, because you brought him back in Rise of Skywalker. But this, it's just.
Yeah, and as everyone says, he was the best part of that freaking movie.
Yeah. For those who might think oh, you guys are crazy talking about this deconstruction nonsense, look at this article and tell me how this is not deconstruction. Don't worry, I'll wait.
Yeah.
But it's just so stupid, man. No, brought back Maul. You want to bring back, Windu after these guys clearly look like they died.
Yeah. Completely dead.
But for why? What would he? Dead. Let's do this real quick, because we still have some time. Where would you go with the story? Where would you go with it? If you brought him back,
it would. The thing is, when do you bring him back? Because even people are pointing out with the current with their current storylines, it's all just complete horseshit. Because it's you have somebody like Ahsoka running around. Supposedly, she's a pretty much trained Jedi. So where was she for Yavin? Where was she for Hoth or Endor and stuff like that? these characters just don't. You just can't find the right placement, anyways. If you wanted to force them in, that's why they had to keep them out and put them in either like side stories or crap like that. You'd have to be. You would. I guess it would just have to be like, I don't know, for Mandalorian or something like that. I don't know. Because even the Mando shows can be leading to the First Order and crap like that.
Don't do it. They're
gonna do it. They're gonna do it. But I mean, that would be maybe because since Mandalorian's so the thing everyone's waiting for right now, then that would be the one thing I would see that they would shoehorn him into. But then that brings up, okay, so then you have to kill him, right? Because he wasn't there. He wasn't there at the end of Rise of Skywalker or any of the events of the new trilogy, and he was apparently one of the Force. He was one of the Force ghost voices or whatever for when Rey was all of the Jedi.
Well, that's
so you bringing him back. You'd have to even skip over your. Oh God!
You'd have to retcon. You'd have to be forced to retcon something. You'd have to admit that you were wrong. Here's the thing: if you bring Mace Windu back, there's two options. He fights somebody and he dies again,
right?
Or he kills Vader, which you can't do the latter because we all know how Vader dies. So if you bring him back and to have another iconic rematch of the century or whatever, it doesn't make any sense because he's just gonna die again. So why bring him back? I guess there's a third option. If you bring him back, then now you retcon anything that you have done, and then I guess try to retcon what George has done, but you can't retcon what George has done because that's canon. You can't retcon canon, idiot. So, like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm fired up. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. They've bringing. I mean, that's.
I guess.
This is why. Like, even for the Clone Wars, it was Lucas's desire to have Ahsoka dead because, like it was, she wouldn't have made sense staying alive, and she doesn't.
She didn't make sense. She didn't make sense.
That's why
the whole show.
Well, no, I'm just saying, just taking it for what it is at this moment, it would make no sense, and for what's already been established, bringing Mace Windu back would still make no sense.
It serves no purpose.
No.
It's like literally wiping before you crap. It makes no sense. Like it's like taking laxatives after you've had Taco Bell. It makes no sense. Like Jesus. I mean, am I wrong or am I right on the
like I said, I'm that was my point too, is that they write themselves into a hole. Where do they go? They just all they can do is they just dig themselves deeper.
Eventually you're gonna run out of characters and you can bring back.
Yeah, so, pretty much. Then it just becomes. For one of my favorite series, like it is in the series Dragon Ball, death became a moot point because all you could do is just resurrect people with the Dragon Balls.
Side note: Are you Dragon Ball Z fan or Dragon Ball? We have to establish this. Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball?
I love both, but I do prefer Dragon Ball over Z.
Okay, we're gonna get into this later show, but I had to ask the question because I'm a huge Dragon Ball guy too. Dragon Ball Z, but
I said, I love both. It's just over time. Anyways,
Krillin.
But the thing is that then you just basically you gotta have stakes. You can't just. You gotta have there be legitimate threats. Yes, you can. Like certain characters may have the plot armor to live or whatever. But when somebody gets the death note, you gotta make sure that that sticks and that has its significance. It has its importance in the story and all of that. But by removing it, you then remove all the stakes for what could happen to any of your characters, because then it's like, oh well, they're just gonna be, they'll be put into quote unquote death-defying situations or whatever, but it's not gonna mean shit to a tree because that it has no consequences. They can just be revived, brought back, or whatever. So you can't remove those consequences. By doing so, you just, shit up your own story.
Yeah. I think the only argument that the Children of the Mouse could use, and they're never going to use it because they're not like there's no. I could be wrong, but I
don't give them any ammunition then.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, they're not going to read Legends, right?
No.
So they're not going to know that, like, well, Darth Vader survived a fall from a starship onto Anduo, or whatever the planet he was on, by using the Force cocoon. Like, so Mace Windu could do the same thing. Like, you can't use that argument because they're not going to know about it. But like,
no, and that's entirely that would be two entirely different scenarios that were going on. One, right. You have a guy that's in full control of his body and mind and what he's doing and what he's looking to achieve.
And you got somebody
meanwhile,
like,
you have another guy. Yeah, you have another guy that just got his hand sliced off and then blasted with Force lightning that we already know is very potent, very deadly. Right. So, yeah,
I guess they can say, well, we don't know for sure that he died. That's the argument they're going to use. Yeah, the argument they're going to use is like,
if they happen to dig up that one, yes.
Let me go find, and then I'd be like, let me go find Sheev and let him Force lightning you and see how your day turns out.
Well, and the only no. See, this would be more the app thing that they could try and do. Oh, yes, he got Force lightning, but look at what happened in Episode 6. Luke was getting Force lightning, and he didn't die immediately or anything. Again, now they could try that, but the problem is with that whole situation is that you had Sheev who was trying to turn Luke to the dark side.
Yeah, he was trying to kill Windu.
No. Yeah, that was the thing. He wanted to kill Mace Windu. He wanted to turn Luke Skywalker. He was just doing it. He was just trying to edge him to death, basically. And it's also, again, like what they did in Knights of the Old Republic. You had Darth Malak that had captured Bastila. He was torturing her using Force lightning and stuff like that, and eventually, yes, turned her to the dark side. That was exactly what Sheev was trying to accomplish with his own situation. He wanted the new, younger model in Luke. Wanted to probably get rid of Vader at some point, or maybe keep him around as an antique. Who knows? But we all know that what their goals was to turn Luke to their side.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I mean, that's a brilliant point. Like, Sheev's intentions was to kill Windu, like fry him to death. You're not, and to turn Luke. So you're not going to use the exact same, like, you're going to gauge. You're going to do like a mild Midwestern summer, a thunderstorm compared to a full out, I can't even come up with.
we got a Mr. Insect in the chat here and says only Darksiders get to inexplicably return to life anyways.
Yeah. I mean,
which has been true. That, like, I mean, for a lot of the Darksiders, you had Exar Kun. He haunted the temples of Ajunta Paul. But like I was going through some of the new Jedi Academy books where Luke's trying to get his whole thing started up, and or was it I Jedi? It's one of those. But he was going. It was Exar Kun. Happened to manage to keep himself alive somehow through sheer will, but it was essentially like a corrupt Force ghost, and was wreaking havoc in his own way of corrupting a new basically Padawan for Luke, and was just again causing havoc, and like you said, Ajunta Paul, same thing.
Yeah. And then you have the wonderful essence of transfer. Is it the essence of transfer?
Right. The essence of transference for what Darth Bane was learning too.
When was the last Jedi? It's just all just utter it just gives me diarrhea. It really does, man. Talking about this stuff, like God, I just can't, man. If they do it, which I guarantee you they will, because there was another article. I don't know if you shared it with me, and maybe it'd be a good one for the next show. But like, it's like Rey coming back.
Yeah.
They asked Daisy Ditzy, whatever her name is, if she wanted to come back, and she's like, "I'll always be Rey." I'm like, please don't ever be Rey again.
I mean, they're gonna have to do something, right? At some point, they're gonna have to show that they're wanting to continue their trilogy, their storylines. That are they just trying to completely ignore it and move on? Do another big time skip?
Well, and that,
I
like
don't
I
know.
said again, that begs the point. Like, what are they? They're gonna run out of content. They're gonna run out of dead people to bring back. So like, what is their next play gonna be? It's either gonna I don't retcon their own stuff, which they won't because they'll never admit that they're wrong. They'll have to
Right.
dig up some old fart that died centuries ago, and do a story with
Do a
that, or
story of that. Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just, God, it's just irritating, man. And it's just,
Well,
I think it's just
and
mind
then
boggling.
they're gonna, of course, then do stuff like. Hang on. Here we go. They're gonna do things like the new with our whole new Obi-Wan show, and we get a plot synopsis.
Did you have you started the Last of the Jedi books at all?
I've been trying to get breaking into them, but I have started some. Yeah.
Oh, I started the first one, and it just utterly, this pisses me off because I'm reading those books and it's like it's totally, they're crapping on Obi-Wan, and Ian McGregor should be offended.
That did you get a chance to watch that video I sent you about
Ahsoka?
Yeah, which was really good.
Yeah. Shout out to OG Star Wars AB.
Yeah, who shared this video. It's the video is called A Writer's Response to Lore Star. And it's going into how, yes, Ahsoka is effectively a Mary Sue character, but also just pointing out just how bad of a character she is. But what really got me, and I had forgotten so much of this show, but for the final season of Clone Wars, she has this scene where Ahsoka just badmouths the ever-loving piss out of Obi-Wan and berates him and talks him down. It's like, dude, what the hell? Where's it? I mean, because what was it's in the video, and she just kind of tears into him, and it's just like, because what really caught me was this how Obi-Wan kind of took it. I'm like, wait a minute. He's always been kind of a stern. He could be kind of a stern character, and he'll kind of reprimand and put people in their place when he needs to. And especially with, and he didn't even defend it or anything. He's just kind of like, that's not fair. I was like, no, bro, you were very much in the right. She was just being a sassy little bitch. Because he's saying how the people of Coruscant needs me, and she was like, oh, more like dressing him down on just more like the Chancellor. It's like, that's not fair. I'm paraphrasing a lot of this, but it's just like, but it's just he just kind of eats it. But it's like, no, because in this instance, because it is all supposed to be leading into Revenge of the Sith, right?
Right.
Chancellor Palpatine is a symbol to the people. By not going and saving him, that affects the people. Yes. So yes, in a sense, the people of Coruscant need him. The people of the galaxy basically need Palpatine back, because
we need Palpatine.
Because he was captured at that time by the Separatists and everything, from Dooku and oh god, I'm forgetting his name. Big Robo dude. Crud.
Oh, Grievous.
Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, good video. Check it out.
Put the
so
link
basically,
in the description.
Yeah. I may put it there. Yeah. So May 25th will be a day long remembered by the Star Wars fan base. We will see, right? We will see what will happen. But yeah, we get the plot synopsis of: during the reign of the Galactic Empire, former Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi embarks on a crucial mission. Kenobi must confront allies, turn enemies, and face the wrath of the Empire. The Empire isn't even supposed to know he's alive.
Yeah.
Oh god. It's like they didn't even watch the original trilogy whatsoever, because if you just even watch the first A New Hope, you watch A New Hope and get from the dialogue very much that, you know, when there's the scene between Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin is because it was when they were on the Death Star, I believe.
Yeah.
And Vader's going, you know, he sensed the presence of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's shocked. He's like, what? Obi-Wan Kenobi?
He's surely
alive
dead.
Still?
Yeah.
Surely he was dead.
Yeah.
So, and you can't tell me that that facing off with whatever these stupid Inquisitors, these helicopter lightsaber using little twats, that they didn't manage to report this to command at all, especially if they're going to have the quote unquote Grand Inquisitor, that really fat faced looking guy. I mean,
yeah. From Utapau.
Yeah. You're telling me that somehow none of them reported this whatsoever, neither did I mean, but then of course we're having the rematch of the century, right?
Yeah. I mean,
like I said to somebody, they stay consistent by being inconsistent, because that's what they love doing. They just love being inconsistent with all their storylines. They can't keep anything straight. They have to just step on.
You mean controversial?
Something.
You spell controversial wrong. Yeah. I just. And then like I said, I haven't read. I started the Kenobi book, but I really like the Last Jedi. These books that you turned me on to, but I think you heard it from, was that OG Star Wars?
OG Star Wars, yeah.
Okay,
Laura.
So like I'm reading these books, and I'm like, if they were to do a story based off those books, like that would be legit. Like I could get on that, but like this whole like plot that they're, you know, Obi-Wan's broken, he's depressed, and he's got to go to Reno, Nevada, or Las Vegas to save, you know, Leia, because, you know,
because of reasons.
Her. Yeah, or somebody kidnapped. I don't.
It's basically because of reasons. That's all.
Yeah,
I mean,
for reasons. You know, it's like, and then they bring in these stupid Grand Inquisitors, which I've never been a fan of. Especially, I'm gonna swing like a helicopter.
Yeah.
You know, and fly away like that.
I
that
hate
in
those
itself
things.
is stupid. I just don't get it, man. Like, there's like, if you're gonna do this Kenobi show, there's a lot of different avenues that you could take to make it better. You know, you're never going to redeem yourself from Mandalorian or Book of Boba, but you could do a good story with Kenobi. But again, you choose to bring in the Grand Inquisitors.
I mean,
you know,
that's the damn thing of it. They have the templates. They have all. It's like I said this before in some other streams that we've done. All they had to do was adapt the books. They could have printed money. That's all they had to do.
But they won't do it because it's George Lucas.
No, it's legacy characters. It's what George Lucas established, and they are in the business to tear it all down. Apparently. Ugh. And
the worst of it, you gotta screw over Ray Park. You're gonna say we're gonna bring him back, and then they're like, you know what? Haha, it's almost April 1st. We're not gonna bring you back. But you're going to bring back Hayden Christensen. You're going to bring back, you know, you brought back all these, you know, Billy D. Williams, you know.
Oh, that was so sad. That was like, they didn't even really bring him back for anything significant. He just kind of sat around and did. I mean, he did like, I think a few things, but then like, he's just sitting around at the end. Like,
no, they used his character, and they used his name in his character. Well, they used his character, and, you know, hey, here's, you know, $100 million or $50 million, whatever they paid him. But we're gonna tell you,
show up and promote our movie and say Lando's bisexual now, or whatever.
Yeah, here's $50 million. Here's, you know, a 2-second line, and wear the helmet that you wore in Return of the Jedi, because people know you from that.
People remember that.
It's just
gotta get them member berries in. You know,
I don't even know if that's it. And this is what's so painful, reading these books and really developing a love for like the character. But we all know Ben Kenobi, we all know Obi-Wan, but these books really help dive in, right?
Really, like, when you go through also the basically before the Clone Wars, and, you know, him interacting with Anakin, and then there's this during the Clone Wars, and all the content that they have and all the interactions of Anakin, Obi-Wan, and stuff like that. It all just builds and builds. and it really
It
just
does pull on
adds
your
that
heartstrings a little bit, though.
Oh no, it really just adds that extra levity to everything that happens in Revenge of not levity, but it just the impact of what happens in Revenge of the Sith just really just pulls at you, because it's like, dude, they like it gets so described so well in the books. It's like these guys are brothers. They were through the thick of it, had at each other's backs at all costs. They would have done anything to save each other and keep each other alive.
Yeah.
And it's just, it really is just it is a gut-wrenching thing when Anakin goes over to the dark side, betrays everything that he knew because he was trying to save the person he loved. And he had a choice, he made it. And that was kind of something that I did like that Yoda pointed out, because Obi-Wan was like, the Palpatine, he turned him to the dark side, and Yoda just kind of sets him straight. It's like, no, Anakin had a choice in all this, and this is what he decided. So it's on him.
Yeah. She's very convincing, though. He could
silver-tongued devil.
He can make a liar tell the truth. But yeah.
But with this whole Kenobi show, it's just, like you pointed out, the whole him being dreary. I'm sorry. I get that there might be lingering moments of that, but that would have been, this is 10 years after. Okay. Maybe some lingering hints, but not him full brood mode.
No.
That would have been at the height of him just coming from dealing with all that, probably had just handed off Luke to Beru and Owen. Okay. Yeah, I could see there being some brooding, but I felt that, the book Kenobi handled that very, very well.
Yeah.
That I'll still go back to it to this day. That book handled it all very well. Him coming to terms with everything that happened with the events of Revenge of the Sith, him and Anakin and all of that, and just him trying to now kind of settle down and stay on Tatooine. So to me, and that was over a period of time too. That book isn't just like one day or a week or anything. It's over a period of time. I don't know how much exactly, but I know it has a span of time. So, he's working through it. And even at the end of the book, he's not 100%, but you see he still has some hope. Not just some hope. He's still hopeful. He's still like, okay, I'm going to have to get training, get ready for when Luke needs to be ready.
Yeah.
So then he can help him on the path.
I love what Qui-Gon said. This won't be the big spoiler, but what Qui-Gon says to Obi-Wan in the last of the Jedi, he's like, you'll be ready when you know you're ready, or something like that, or you'll be ready when you start your training, or something like that. So it's this very, cryptic. I just got into because hang on, I got the book right next to me here. Because he appears to Obi-Wan, and he's like, it's not that the Opie you're angry at. The voice was dry, amused. Here you are, a Jedi Master, and you still haven't learned to correctly identify your feelings. Yes.
Qui-Gon's voice seemed to come from the shadows. Obi-Wan stopped short. He was overcome. It was his master. Even just the sound of his words recalled in Obi-Wan's mind Qui-Gon's kind, rugged face, and the ironic twist of his smile. You said I wasn't ready to begin training. You aren't, Qui-Gon said, but you need help.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Like,
and I mean, this is in a point too where Obi-Wan's stalking out. He's checking in on Luke daily. He's basically Luke's a toddler, and Qui-Gon comes along and is like, okay, I gotta come to you now because you need to get your shit together.
Yeah,
and that's not 10 years down the line or anything like that. No, it's like, he's real. But that's just it. It's like he's 10 years. I could, for somebody as he, I mean, Obi-Wan was basically the Jedi. He would, and while everything that happened was a massive effect, he knew to compartmentalize himself and would have gotten a little more on the ball
Yeah.
than what we're gonna probably be seeing.
I almost don't even want to watch it, but I know I have to.
Oh, it's gonna be a train wreck. I have no doubts about that.
A dumpster fire.
A dumpster fire, a train wreck, and like they say about car crashes and train wrecks, you can't look away sometimes. Yeah. And I got a feeling this is definitely gonna be something that I know I won't be able to look away from. This is gonna be like because then for me, there's also the morbid curiosity about it of just okay, how bad is this gonna be?
Yeah, like what lows can we hit?
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Listen, if you think these shows are good so far, just wait until May. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Oh God. So should we kind of get into some comedy?
Yeah.
I got something comedic. You actually kind of shared this out, but I've also seen it floating around.
What did I share? I don't remember. I've shared a lot the last 24 hours. I started a lot of wars. To quote Elon Musk, Twitter is a war zone.
Indeed. No, but Disney is struggling to book rooms in its $5,000 Star Wars themed hotel from Screen Rant. Disney's world's latest Star Wars attraction, the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, is reportedly struggling to attract bookings for its $5,000 rooms. Imagine that.
Wonder why.
That. Disney World's latest Star Wars attraction, the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel, is reportedly struggling to attract bookings. We were repeating this same freaking thing. Galactic Star Cruiser sees guests taken aboard a star because this is kind of giving us a description of it. But yeah, so they're apparently losing money.
Yeah,
and,
I wonder why.
It just warms the cockles of my heart when I see stuff like that. Well, why? Yeah. Because it's all based around their new shit, and nobody wants to see their new shit. They don't want to see the First Order. They don't want to see Rey. They want to see Han, Luke, and Leia. They want to see Stormtroopers, Darth Vader, the classics. They don't want this new crap. And that's all they're trying to shove down everybody. And they're trying, then on top of it, trying to connect it to everything in every possibility. It's they were trying so hard with all of this. And honestly, it really makes me happy to see that they're really getting their just desserts with this. That nothing is being booked for it. Because let's see. Yeah, Galactic Star Cruiser has not been free of controversy across its development and opening. In December, Disney deleted a scripted promotional video, which is hilarious, for the attraction amidst widespread criticism from fans of the franchise and theme parks. Video featured a walkthrough of many of the hotel's attractions by Walt Disney Parks Imagineer Ann Morrow Johnson and the Goldbergs' Sean Gambrone. I probably butchered that, but whatever. Following its release, the video quickly received numerous dislikes on Twitter, YouTube. The users commenting to criticize the hotel's quality and Gambrone, I don't know, being chosen to take part rather than a celebrity with closer ties to the franchise. Yeah, that is kind of the funny thing to just kind of take this person that's pretty unrelated to Star Wars and make them bring them in to shill your Star Wars themed park. You'd have thought they would have brought in maybe some of the new cast member or the people from the new trilogy. They can throw enough money at Mark Hamill. He'll dance like a Muppet. Yeah, he'll do it.
That's just sad. You know, like if there's anybody that shouldn't be doing it, I mean, it's freaking Mark Hamill, man.
You'd think, right? Because at least he was a vocal for a good time, and
I think, but to that point, maybe he was trying to be vocal for so many years, and there's just not getting, there's no getting through to them. But
who knows? So it says a later video was released in early March, which saw Oscar Isaac, who starred as resistant pilot Poe Dameron throughout the sequel trilogy, attend the attraction, with the actor reacting positively to the hotel. I didn't even see that. I didn't know they had that. I just knew of the the Goldberg one. So
Yeah, I didn't know.
I had no idea about them actually getting Oscar Isaac to walk the attraction. Yeah, so while the video's backlash was followed by Galactic Star Cruiser cancellations, it is likely that hotels' current troubles come down to the cost of the attraction.
You don't say.
Right? Not only do the hotel's 2-night stays cost between $5,000 to $6,000, depending on the number of guests, but this is also on top of the possible travel costs from attendees outside of the U.S. While Disney may currently hope recuperate the cost of construction and development from Star Wars themed hotel as soon as possible, it could be possible that the park adjusts prices and packages to bring in future interest if necessary. After everything that's been shown about this, I can't imagine there being a whole lot of hype unless it is more, free YouTubers getting to go see it or something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I just don't see it.
That you don't see people spending $6,000
no.
for 2 nights.
Well, like I said, it's at least some good news that.
Oh no, for sure. I was actually, I don't know if I tagged you in the video or sent you the video, but like there's a guy that went onto the website, Disney World website or Disneyland website, whatever it is, and it's like the next 3 months are open. Like I think like April, like this month is booked, and maybe a couple days in April. This video was a couple days ago, so don't quote me on it. But I did see like the next 3 months or something is open, like no bookings. Which to your point, it's like let the hate flow through you.
Well, like I said, you can only hope that people did take one look at it and went, ugh. But then I was hearing it was Drunk 3PO who was talking about it, and like he said, people will sometimes just book in advance.
Yeah.
At first, and once they saw the attractions too, they backed out.
Yeah,
so
when they saw how
was probably part of it.
dog water it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So then, so it's this. Before we get into full on Mandalorian, there was one more thing I guess I could just bring up really quick because it's just like a weird little announcement that was popped up yesterday, I think. Or was it today?
What did I miss?
Yesterday. Oh, it wasn't anything big. Just apparent. I guess the some casting for season 3 of Mandalorian. They're gonna be having Christopher Lloyd join. What he's gonna do, we don't know. But they got old Doc Brown himself that'll be joining in for the Mandalorian season 3 once they get that ball rolling. Whenever. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be they already did the first 2 episodes of season 3 of Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett. So
you mean the first 5?
Yeah, 3, 4,
whatever it was. Yeah.
But I mean, again, like I said, this was just kind of an announcement because they just kind of bring it. See, so the Mandalorian has a record of bringing in characters. Blah blah blah. Mandalorian executive producers. Yeah, so this, like I said, this was just kind of a sudden announcement. Nothing really saying what he's going to be doing, what part he's going to play in the whole series. Is just kind of like, oh, hey, guess what? Doc Brown's going to be here. So,
they're really reaching.
I some people were. I saw some people joking on Twitter. It's just like, yeah. It'll be Doc Brown and Marty McFly, and they'll be coming back to retcon the whole sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Like,
I did see that. I think I did see that.
They'll show up in the DeLorean, and they're like, "Oh, we're here to correct things. Everything's gone wrong."
I don't know. I mean,
so not that anything could help.
It'll probably be in the same capacity that freaking Danny Trejo. He was in for
for that one bit.
Yeah, for like a 45-second, run, and then like, okay, bye, Doc.
Yeah, pretty much. It'll probably you're probably right.
I mean, honestly, like, yeah, God, so stupid. Why even bring them back? Like, or why even do it? Like, like Danny Trejo makes sense because that's been his whole career. As sad as it is, he's in a 45-second
doing bit parts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, aside from Spy Kids, but yeah, I mean that's been his career, which sucks. Kind of like Sean Bean, you know. But I don't. The Doc Brown doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Well, I mean, we know it's not. I mean, it'll just be curious to see what Christopher Lloyd is going to be doing, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't like. Yeah, he's probably gonna be a Rodian. Calling it, he's gonna be a Rodian.
Kind of like how they have Nick Nolte being the weird Ugnaught thing.
Oh gosh,
voicing it.
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm more than willing to bet that they'll have some kind of, they'll have a Back to the Future reference and stuff like that too. I have no doubts about it.
And some ridiculous form of humor that they think is humorous, but really just not. Watch for Marvel humor, because Marvel humor is just
rampant.
It's just rampant and not funny whatsoever. It's just painful. So, well, should we get into Mando then?
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could start jumping into it now.
Now that we've cleared the air of all this stench.
So like you said, you didn't like this episode, and I think I have a good reason. I think I have a good reason why, because I made a note of it at the end of my notes, because of course the credits rolled, and I was like, oh, okay, now it all adds up. So for one, of course, Dave Filoni wrote this episode, but then two,
I thought you wrote
Dave
every
Filoni,
episode.
He's at least written a lot of the episodes. I don't know if it was all of them, but there's also been like some shared credits for some of these too.
Yeah.
But he also directed this episode.
Yeah.
Which I just kind of had to laugh, because once I realized that, I'm like, oh, that explains all the some of the stolen shots and stuff that was practically from episode 4.
Right.
Cool.
Did you catch that? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Even when I first watched it, when it first aired, I remember going, hey, wait a minute, there's some familiar things. Go, oh, now that's why.
Yeah. It's just episode just, oh God, it was painful. Like, they're all pretty, this one just, so this
one particularly got under your skin, huh?
Oh yeah. I don't even know who the actor is that played well, you're stuck with me now, partner. Like, that guy I lost my ever living mind.
Oh yeah, the bounty hunter kid.
Yeah. We'll get into it, but
I don't know. I don't recall. I didn't. I just call in my notes. I just called him Goofball.
Okay.
I didn't care to memorize his name or anything, because I'm like, I don't care. And
I called him Greenhorn, Young Buck, Thundercat. I don't know. I have a lot of notes for this episode, because it just, and like I said, as I often do, I try to be funny with my notes. But this one, it was just dog water, But yeah, we can jump into it. And
I guess Toro was his. Oh, that's right, Toro.
Toro
was the character's name. Yeah.
Idiot.
You might be onto something.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this episode kicks right off. We get a little space battle.
Yes.
Like I said with my notes, get things started out with a laser battle in space. Mando is soon being chased by bounty hunters. I joked and I said how the pilot maybe needs to play some X-Wing versus TIE Fighter to brush up on his firing skills. Oh, now he's getting some hits, so it was finally progressing a little bit, and he was finally tagging him a little bit, because I was like, how do you not hit that giant clunker?
This big I put
the big booty of the ship.
Yeah. So obviously Mandalorian Chapter 5, Gunslinger, I said recap scene, and then I said dog fight scene. This is what pissed me off. Then we have I'm bringing him in closer, Merlin. You're gonna do what? When I hit the brakes, he'll fly right by. Move, stealing shysters, because it's literally was an improvised version of Top Gun, and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. And you just
I didn't even consider that.
Yeah, I watched this last night. I was like, this bastard Filoni just stole from Top Gun. I mean, it was
that doesn't
kind
surprise
of
me.
a modified, Maverick move, but it essentially like hit the brakes, flew right by, and then blows them. Like kind of,
Yeah.
Oh,
That was part of my notes too. Was bounty hunter, pilot, and Mando do some spinning around, and the bounty hunter gives an ultimatum: I can bring you in warm or cold. To
Yeah.
Mando over the comms, till Mando pulls a fast one, stops suddenly, and blasts his pursuer to say, "That's my line." I was like, really? Come on. You could have just like been all cool, pulled that whole maneuver and just blasted and vaped him, been like, ha. Didn't have to say anything. Just boom.
I wrote
executed him cold.
Yeah.
All right, fine. But no, you had to get in that little line. That's my line.
And that, yeah. I'm like, really?
But you didn't bring it. You aren't bringing anyone in though.
No, guy. I was like, in the bounty hunter's life with that's my line. Like, really? Like, it's just is that a guild line? Is that Mando's line? Is that a bounty? Like, it's just so stupid. And then I jumped down to like, we got a lot of quotes here. What a piece of junk scene where he's pressing, and then I put pressing buttons fixes everything.
What was it? Mando's ship goes dead in space. Bastard Grogu chuckling it up.
Yeah.
Then it was Mando goes to get the ship going and gets towards the planet, and lo and behold, the center of the whole Star Wars galaxy now, Tatooine.
Yeah.
Mando lands at Eisely.
Fracture's gonna hate me with my next comments, but I had to do it. I just had to do it. So I put welcome to Mos Eisley Spaceport. You won't find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. And then I had put Fracture's favorite mechanic and Jawa connoisseur.
I just started calling her the crazy Jawa lady.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to clean it up, I guess.
And then we jumped. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I said the Mando puts Grogu to bed. Little pod racer pit droids come to assist Mando's ship, only to be shot at as Mando remembers he hates droids again.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for writing that.
He forgot about that. He forgot for a little while, and then he suddenly remembered, oh yeah, I hate droids, by the way.
It's just so stupid. So you spend like the first 4 many times through this series, you portray, him hating droids.
Well, it's only in the first episode, and then they didn't really have any droids for him to really interact with. But again, even within the first episode, he hates droids, but then he's willing to work with the IG-11 droid.
Right. Well, yeah, and then it just. And I don't know if Filoni was on that. If Filoni did that, whatever. But I put.
Oh, he's had his hand in writing. Like I said, he's at least had some helped with writing or whatever. They have a story team. They have people, and he's one of the people that's supposed to be helping with all this. Yeah. They're supposed to be keeping. Yeah, this is why it's so hilarious that they be consistent by being inconsistent with their stories.
Do you think that these guys that are writing this story are they like college interns that like study?
They are clowns. Arts? No, they are clowns at this point. That's all they. That's all they seem to be hiring.
I could maybe live with like a college intern. Like, yeah, they're still young, but I mean, you know what? No, I retract that. Like, I couldn't even live with it. But like, it would make more sense if these were kids writing this just as utter dog water garbage. But if these are grown adult, and I said it, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care if it pisses people off or we lose viewers. I agree with the guy from Geeks and Gamers after that trailer came out, the Galactic Star Cruiser, where he's like, everybody that works for Lucasfilm should be fired.
Yes.
Again, I don't want anybody to lose their job, but these guys, you're giving.
No, the thing is that people. I mean, the people should be held accountable for doing a bad job, and if they've been, but the problem is that we're seen as we're the quote unquote minority in this aspect of hate, quote unquote hating on Star Wars and everything, because they still have apparently a vocal enough cadre of retards out there that are happily promoting this crap. They're getting away with murder in some of our eyes, because that's all they do is just commit murder on page.
So
between, as you like to say, they're dog water ass
dog water. Just yeah. So I said back to this no droid business. Like, okay, thanks, guy. for letting us know that you don't like droids, but you
I
actually
did.
like working.
Yeah, I did jokingly say though the Jawa fuckers first episode. No,
Oh,
that was part of my own notes.
She's so annoying.
Then I started calling her crazy cat lady, and I amended that, and I was like, you know what? I'll keep it to Star Wars. She's the crazy Jawa lady.
Yeah.
So then I said, crazy Jawa lady comes out to threaten Mando about harming her droids. And Mando simply says, keep them away from this ship. Again, remembering he hates droids.
Yeah. I missed that. Well, I mean, I didn't write. I missed writing that in the notes, but I jumped down to Mando strolling through the town like something out of OK Corral. The laziest mechanic playing Sabacc with Watto's droids.
That came later, I thought.
Did it?
Well, yeah. Well, at least for my notes, it was
did I miss?
Crazy Jawa lady begins to inspect his ship.
Oh, okay.
And say how it'll cost him. Mando's got 500 Imperial credits. Should do fine for the hangar. Mando's strapped for cash to repair the ship. So apparently Imperial credits are at least worth something.
I was trying to forget about this scene because it was just so stupid.
Mando's assistant again, no droids, because he remembers that suddenly again. He's at least keeping a little of that consistency here. Streets of Tatooine. It feels like we haven't left yet.
Yeah.
As he takes a little stroll. Mando walking by some lightly bloodied helmets of some stormtroopers on pikes. So we got that. That was the first kind of scene of showing the stormtrooper helmets on pikes. Because they showed it again in Book of Boba Fett.
Interject.
Then,
go ahead, sir.
And then crazy Jawa lady playing cards with her goofy pit droids, who some are passing cards to one another. Some good little shtick.
Yeah. And this is where I just could. I wrote mechanic pulled out the blunderbuss, falls in love with the womp rat.
Yeah. I wrote frightening noises come from the ship. Oh noes, get the blaster rifle. It's just Grogu walking out from the ship. Some comedy sounding music starts as she questions Grogu about being left on the ship. Jawa lady's womb explodes as she gets to take care of a baby-like creature. Calls Grogu Bright Eyes. Okay, that seems kind of like I thought. Bright Eyes wasn't Bright
dark
Eyes
is a glad trash bag, but okay.
Wasn't that what Charlton Heston was called though in Planet of the Apes? Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What? Okay, fine. We're gonna call him Bright Eyes.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Where are we at now? Then I think she's like feeds the womp rat something with bones on it. Really? Or bones in it.
Yeah,
really?
Just get him something with bones. I don't care. Just get it. Oh, right.
This is where I lost it. Okay, and I don't know if you caught this, and I could be completely wrong. Maybe I was, drunk off Corellian ale last night. But Mando enters the cantina where Han shot first.
Right.
Does it look like is it the same?
It's the same one. No.
Okay.
I did say Mando walking into cantina. Shot looks awfully familiar because it was basically the same shot of when Luke, Obi-Wan, and I think when C-3PO and R2 were following behind, but they were heading into that same cantina. Same thing. I also joked writing down, wow, now that the Mos Eisley cantina has a droid server, and there's no Empire and no Jabba, this place is deader than a cemetery.
Right.
I'm like, wow,
ironic.
Who'd have thought Jabba and everyone brought so much business to Tatooine, especially for Mos Eisley? Geez.
Just so stupid because in A New Hope, where it's like, hey, no droids. And then you got a droid server.
Well, hey, management changes. They bring in some new staff. They brought in a dull droid.
And so I don't know if Filoni is doing this to pay homage to Episode 4 or just to piss in George's mouth. But the next part I put
all of the above.
All of the above. So the next part is like meeting in the booth where Greedo shot last.
Well, okay, no, I don't even have this really written down. But it's just like, okay, again, he's confronted with a droid. He doesn't go, hey, do you have somebody that's organic that I can talk to. I don't talk to droids. He doesn't even. He's apparently again. He's like willing to work with droids. Sometimes, other times he'll shoot at them when he's feeling grumpy. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I said, Mando questions the droid about some hunter work. Droid says no guild, no work. Mando says that he ain't looking for guild work, and the droid says still can't help you.
Yeah.
And then basically, like that, the way they had that the goofball bounty hunter kid positioned just felt like another scene ripped from A New Hope with Han and Chewie and stuff, or like Han on his own or something.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. Oh no! It's just paying homage to A New Hope. It's totally respectful.
How dare
I? Goofball with a piercing says, "Think again, Tin Can," to get attention as he plays with I'm guessing New Republic credit. Is he trying to be Han Solo here? Because that was the vibe that I was he was just trying to be a Han Solo.
What did I put?
I also wrote, his name is Toro. Don't care. Goofball is his name.
Yeah. I put a meeting with Young Buck talks about going after Filoni's beloved Fennec Shand. Mando tells Greenhorn, "Good luck, suck a fart."
Yeah, a lot of firsts. Now we got Fennec Shand's introduction to Mando, and Goofball has her bounty puck. Beyond the Dune Sea. So we got some more name drops.
Yeah.
Of locations in this instance. Mando isn't biting because Fennec is top boss, and warns the kid about her. Goofball says it's his first job and can't do it alone. He needs Mando's help. So yeah, that's kind of where they get kicked off. And so this is what also kind of got me. So Goofball destroys the tracking fob, says he remembers it all, but it just beeps. We haven't. What I wrote down was like, but it just beeps. We haven't shown that the tracking fobs give us any other kind of information than beeping when near a bounty. What the hell is it telling you?
Which is so stupid. Like you have the beep. You have the beeping. Like no. Like I can't even say what I was gonna say. Like it's so stupid. Like to your point, it just beeps. There's no like. It beeps the close. It's like it beeps. The closer it gets to the target. So like why destroy it? And why why destroy it? And then two, why is it like it's in my head? What's in your head? Not anything really. But apart from that.
The only thing that was apparently in his head was so he somehow obtained the location where she's hiding out. But I mean,
but the puck wouldn't give you that. The puck just tells you like if you're closer.
The puck apparently just shows you who your target is. Doesn't seem to give you any other information other than that, and you get filled in by your bounty hunter, guild member, whoever, contractor, whatever the hell you want to call them. I don't know, but
I think Filoni since Filoni did this episode, I think he's just pulling stuff out of his rear, and he's probably on stage like, "Hey, no, I got an idea. Destroy the puck." But I don't know why you're going to destroy the puck. But I think it's good for camera. So
but he didn't even destroy the puck. He just destroyed the fob. Which
that's one. No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. The fob.
The fob is the main thing that they use to do this tracking crap.
It just shows like why it's just so stupid. Well, you just destroyed the one thing that.
If Filoni wants to be the one writing this could have been his opportunity to maybe explain some things in this freaking universe.
How dare you?
In this story, I know. How dare I expect him to try and explain some things and add to their own lore and crap like that? How dare I?
We're not in that business.
I know. I've made this. I've ranted about this already and stuff, but it's just like it's just still it bugs the crap out of me. It's like you have these stupid tracking fobs, but what do they do? How do they help you find your target? What it doesn't tell. It doesn't. It just looks like a little button. It's not even a button. It just looks like a little beeping light.
How dare you ask that? It helps you find your target. Why are you asking this
question? By doing the hot cold game.
Exactly. It's like with the wishbone
See,
in the desert trying to find water. How dare you?
This is the thing. This would have been potentially a perfect opportunity for the way they could have set up the episodes. Is that basically you do turn Mando basically into Batman. He gets to get a target. He maybe has like a first encounter, goes poorly. He then has to do some detective work, or just do detective work beforehand to then find his target. And it could be an almost interesting thing of him using specific technology, his
That's
Mandalorian helmet and crap like
hard.
that. Ah, damn.
Too hard.
Here I'm giving them some gold.
How dare you?
But I mean, right? I mean, that could have been just to give more of like, oh, this is how they have to hunt bounties. They have to do some fucking work. Not just beep, 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 beep. Got it. Done. I just had to capture the person.
Yeah. I just thought it's you see a lot of stupid stuff, but it's just again another example like why destroy the one thing that beeps to tell you how close you are, I guess.
Well, like he said, he knew where she was, so
because she's gonna stay in that spot because she's a master.
Well, isn't that just the thing?
And assassins don't. They're never on the move. They just pick a spot.
I mean, a sniper will
have
a good vantage point,
and I'm gonna stay in that tree, regardless of if anybody sees me or not. I'm gonna stay in that tree. That's my tree, not yours.
Well, she apparently believes in spawn camping, so what can I say?
Dear, yeah. Well, where are I don't even know where I'm at in my notes. I was like,
okay, so like you said, he destroys the stupid fob. Mando gets back to because he says, okay, you go get some speeder bikes. I gotta go back to my ship really quick. Meet me there, and we'll get going.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mando gets back to his ship, and then Grogu is gone. Mando panics. Mando demands Grogu and gets a dressing down by the crazy Jawa lady. The Jawa lady puts him in his place. Yeah. How dare you question her? Goofball arrives with speeder bikes, and we get going on the bounty hunt. I was like, oh yeah, I made a point. Wow, a scene where crazy Jawa lady keeps her mouth shut as Mando and Goofball set off. My, wonders never cease.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have some smart ass comment or something like that as they were leaving or saying something to Grogu. I'm like, wow, they actually restrained themselves for a moment there.
Yeah. I'd put
shock and awe.
Where am I at? I said Mando decides to help young Thundercat. Mando's baby goes missing. Daddy's mad. The mechanic coddling the Womp Rat. And then I put Greenhorn shows up with rickety rackety swoop bikes. And then we get this and this is where I'm just like, this is just so stupid. I was like, this cheesy ride through the Dune Sea. Terrible CGI.
I said we got some scenic touring of Mos Eisley and then Tatooine. They stop eventually when they see a pack of banthas.
Was it bantha or was it a dewback? What was it?
No. The dewback is late. The dewback is late.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, the goofball surveys the banthas with the binocs that are more befitting than what we saw Obi-Wan use in the trailer for his show, which is really funny, isn't it? You see this kid with those big, bulky, the binocular things that he used, which were basically like the ones Luke used. But then when we see Obi-Wan, he has like some like
who
crazy
was the guy I'm not a Star Trek fan at all. I hate Star Trek, but who's the dude that had the visor?
Jeudy.
So it's like they cut part of Geordi's visor off, and then that's what he's using.
Yeah, basically.
Did JJ do any type of influence on Kenobi? Because like that's just what when I saw. I was like,
as far as I know, he hasn't had his hands in this, but I
part
don't
of Star
know.
Trek Jeudy visor. I digress.
Anyway, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
We then get a little. The Tuskens are the locals. Everyone else is trespassing to them. And then Goofball acts tough, saying that they better keep their distance. Mando says, "Tell them yourself," and poof, like magic, there are 2 Tusken Raiders just standing there at the ready. What the hell?
Yeah.
Who then finally, you know, kind of action themselves. So are these Boba Tuskens or another tribe or what the hell?
Yeah,
but I mean,
you don't know.
What was that? What was that? They're just standing there. Hang on, let me try and pull that up because it's the most hilarious thing in the world. Because the kid just turns around, and then suddenly, poof, like magic. Like I said, like magic, they're just kind of hanging out there.
Very conveniently.
Very, very conveniently. It was because even the whole thing is just like. Hang on, I almost got it. There we go. Hang on.
It's so convenient because the Dune scene, you know, it's like the Dune Sea is. Oh, God, I can't even. So vast that conveniently that these Tuscans are just show up after he says, you know, what he said.
Oh yeah, no, I. Apparently they were just like at command, ready to do this. There we go.
Yeah, this is, and I don't know at what point in time in this episode where you lost your cool, but this is where I'm just getting like I'm irritated watching.
See, they were just like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
oh, you got some beers, bro?
You got your toll fee ready? That'll be 96 Imperial credits.
Hey, you guys got that spice stuff we've been hearing about?"
I wrote. So your notes are a lot more in depth than mine, but I just put Tuscan spotted. Mando knows Tuscan sign language, gains passage through the open sea.
Yes, I know.
and then I wrote random singular dewback spotted.
Well, okay. Like I kept questioning on whether or not these were Boba Fett's Tuskens or a different Tusken tribe. I'm guessing different.
Listen, there's multiple species. There's multiple different tribes, and each tribe reacts differently to other species.
I'll destroy you.
Listen, we need to humanize the Tuskens. They've been painted unfairly
in a negative light.
They have feelings too.
So I said, Mando starts doing some sign language to the Tuskens. These aren't real Tuskens. Real Tuskens wouldn't ask for binocs and they wouldn't negotiate, just attack them. But Mando gets some safe passage through their lands.
Maybe, yeah.
And then they come across a dewback that looks to be carrying someone. It's a trap.
Yeah.
Mando relying on Goofball to cover him as he investigates. Why he would rely on this twat, I don't know.
So this is the interesting.
He shows the kid some.
So where did I put? Where did I put it? Random singular dewback spotted. But the guy, so the guy or whatever you want to call it that's being dragged, did that not look like the pilot that Mando shot down?
Yes, it looked exactly like that pilot.
Only idiot watching the show that got that.
No, I don't think you were the only one. At least I wouldn't think so. But I know I definitely was like, hey, wait a minute.
I just wanted to make sure.
That looks like the same.
Conveniently, your shit blows up. Like his shit blew up. Yeah, he blew that guy up.
Yeah, pretty sure he blew the freaking hell up.
And then he must have just entered the atmosphere, didn't get burned upon entry, and fall into the Dune Sea and just magically get swooped up by a dewback. I don't know.
Well, they had to reuse.
Could be wrong. Maybe it's a different guy that
maybe
he had a twin. I don't know, but
who knows?
I'm like, okay.
I did make that note of looks like the bounty hunter pilot that Mando
got blown up.
Mando takes some hits from Sniper Fennec as he finally gets to cover. Thankfully, Beskar is the magic saver, though, as he says, from that distance.
I just want to interject real quick. So this is another argument they can use. Like, hey, we can bring back Windu if Windu can survive the fall from, or I guess what I was going to say is if this guy can enter the atmosphere, if it's the same bounty hunter, enter the atmosphere and hit the Dune Sea, and
implying he did.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'm going back in my cage. I can't do it. I'm so.
When you know it's such a bad take, you can't even actually deliver.
I can't even. Yeah, I can't. So, yeah. To your point, is a convenient shot hits Beskar, or convenient shot hits Beskar. Beskar saves the day.
Yay!
From the what did he call it? MK rifle, MK sniper rifle.
He said something. I was gonna make a note of it, but I just didn't care.
So this ridiculous night scene with this idiot young buck, like I
said Mando and Goofball wait till dark to get Fennec. Goofball acts like a
gunslinger. That's why they call it a freaking gunslinger. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I wrote it down about Goofball acts like such as he thinks Mando's still sleeping. Oh, okay, yeah, he's acting like a goofball, so yeah, because he thinks Mando is sleeping the whole time, and fake out.
Yeah, Mando's like, Mando, you done? You spelled dumb wrong, is what I put. Because it sounded like you said you're dumb.
Yeah.
At least when I watched it, but I'm assuming he's saying you done, but
yeah,
I had just put you spelled.
I'm pretty sure
wrong.
That's what he said.
This is just again the stupidity of this. So, and maybe it's not stupid. Maybe I'm just stupid. But flare guns, blind sniper at night.
Yeah.
Like,
why wouldn't they?
I mean,
the plan. I mean, with whatever rifle she was supposed to be using, and yeah,
like
when she suddenly gets that blast of light, yeah, that's gonna throw it off a little.
Here's my argument to this. So like they're using the flare gun. She has thermal sights on it, right? But any trained sniper can see where the flare was shot from and calculate how far ahead you would have to if she's a master assassin, an elite assassin.
This is true. No, I didn't even consider that this morning when I was making my own notes. But no, you do have an excellent point there.
So here on Earth, we call it the Coriolis effect. I think on maybe in Star Wars realm, maybe you call it the Corellia effect. I don't know. Like you can pinpoint how far you need to lead the target to shoot and take them out. So again, like I could be wrong, but I'm thinking like, it blinds her. But
you make an excellent point there. I didn't even consider the idea of leading the. I mean, I made the notes earlier about how the spaceship pilot needed to brush up on his skills because that was what I was thinking. It's like, wait, you got to start aiming a little ahead, brother. Right. But I didn't even think about that for Fennec. You make an excellent point. Thank you.
Well, so I mean, I try sometimes. I sometimes it happens, but and then I just
So I made the note of they're alternating flash charges, and it does affect Fennec as she removes her helmet from the blinding light. Fennec takes down Mando, and then Goofball magically climbs up to where Fennec was to get the drop on her before she finishes Mando. I'm like, how did he get up there?
Where did he go?
I know that he was driving there, but like in that instant that she shot down Mando and was about ready to take him out, he had apparently already zipped over. He must have hit warp speed or something.
No, he
and then moved like Sonic the freaking Hedgehog and got up there. He instant transitioned right behind her. It was like, bitch, I got you.
He's friends with Piccolo. Piccolo taught him how to do it. Like I saw, it's like, how the hell did you get like? One, if you're a master assassin, you take out a guy there's no you're not gonna lose.
Where was the extra traps? How did she not? She's a sniper that's on her own. She should have had some kind of traps waiting for somebody to come up on her. I mean, it's like, she's a master assassin, right? I mean,
she's a master at something.
I'm a retard that plays occasional first person shooters. I like to snipe people. I would know especially when I did this in Modern Warfare, the original one. I would set up in a house.
Betty?
Like
a bouncing, like a proximity mine or something.
I would set up the little claymores, by one spot that would be coming up from the stairs, and then in front of another spot where they would be coming up from a ladder. And I had my ass defended in some way if I didn't have like a buddy playing with me. Yeah. So,
I put 2 bouncing betties just in case the first one failed.
That's what you got to do.
So it's just so stupid. Like, how
a
does
fat
that,
retard like me knows enough to do that in a video game, but we have a master assassin.
and you've
who
got the
won't
master of
set
Star
herself-
Wars. You have
who, who won't prepare her own set of defenses because there was no implication that, oh, she's been on the run for a very, very long time. She's running low on resources and crap like that. The only thing that they made a point of was that they were going to distract her enough with those flashbangs, basically, to get close enough so they could try and take her down. But that was it.
But in this, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And by better, I mean just more stupid. It's like then you got this ridiculous fight scene between Finnick and I said, oh God, what I even put? I put ridiculous fight scene between Finnick and Young Buck. So this guy's actually like holding his own against an elite assassin like Finnick. Like,
well, yeah, I wrote he Goofball gets his ass kicked mostly with a few good hits, but is a nice distraction for Mando to come along, because that was basically he was just the time waster to hopefully get Mando there on time.
I mean, he's getting a few licks in. Like, if you're a master,
he was getting
like, you should have wiped this dude's nose, like, within seconds. But he's able to give some licks. But yeah, then Mando
I mean, the whole fight was kind of sloppy, anyways, considering she let him get
on both ends. Well, yeah, on both ends. But I'm like, if anybody should have been sloppy, it should have been like Han Jr. over there. He should be the sloppy one. He's not even in the guild.
Well, yeah, he's not even in the guild. He's not even maybe he has some basic bitch training here or there. He might know how to street fight, but I mean, that's about it. He could probably fight dirty, sure, but he's not going to be as refined and everything as Fennec supposedly is going to be.
So, yeah.
Oh.
And you would think with Fennec being one of Filoni's favorite characters next to Sausage Fingers and Ahsoka, like, you think that she, and then you want to follow this whole, I'm just going to say, Kathleen Kennedy pushing this feminism thing. You should expect Fennec to what? Because she's a woman, right? You should expect.
So that's actually rather surprising, right? They kind of want to get their own narrative. They gave him a few licks in on her.
You did it. You freaking did it with Cara Dune, but not Fennec. Like,
yeah, no. Look at it again. It ends the same way with them both basically pointing guns at each other until Mando shows up and is like, all right, stop fighting, you two. Which was then he was basically taking the place this time of Grogu, who in that episode was the one that kind of interrupted the fight when he was there sipping on his soup.
Yeah, stupid.
So they were basically repeating that scene in a sense.
Yeah. Mando saves Young Buck from Fennec's deadly thighs. And this is where I just lost trying to just be funny, because it's just like stupid.
You don't have to try. Just take your notes
just like the stupid combo between Fennec and Mando, and I'm skipping quite a bit, but so I'll let you kind of say. But the next one I was like walk or drag, and then I said I choose drag.
Yeah, that would have been the more optimal option there. Just had Goofball ride bitch and then drag Fennec, but they wanted her alive, so I said I had down Mando offers to stay and watch over Fennec, but Goofball isn't playing that, so Mando agrees to go and get the dewback they saw earlier. Now it's time with Fennec and Goofball. And then Fennec now plays games with Goofball. Goofball says he's not in it for the money, but wants into the Bounty Hunters Guild. Fennec plays to Goofball's ego and points out Mando is the one that shot up Navarro and escaped with the child. Fennec offers to help take down Mando so Goofball can hit legendary status fast. Don't work that way. Goofball acts as though he's going to take her advice, blast Fennec in the stomach like Boba finds her. Goofball's still a goofball for not taking 2 bounties, but hey, he a goofball.
Yeah.
Because I mean, hey, you got one bounty and you have a potential second bounty. Why not both?
I couldn't even. I said Yeah, so I said walk or drag. I'd choose drag. Watch her. She's no good as dead. She's not good alive. I said Finnick playing this really bad reverse psychology. Then we go to the gut shot TKO. Yep. I jump down to Master Assassin is not a master of awareness. And then, this kind of fast forwards a little bit. I said Mando back at the ship, young Buck holding Fractured's poor mechanic and want Brett hostage. And then I jumped down to flare gun saves the day again. Not really.
I had because Mando comes up on the speeder bike or on the dewback, and he just kind of looks at Fennec and doesn't get off as far as we saw, didn't get off the dewback to check her or anything. He's just kind of like, oh, she must be dead. All right, later. And then Mando comes in very lazily. Like, I don't know about you, but it looked like when he was first coming into the starport where his ship was at. Yeah, he just kind of lazily, I'm probably just gonna kill this kid. Yeah, I don't care. There can't be any danger, right? So then it was goofball acting big as he comes out with crazy Jawa lady and Grogu in hand and gets Jawa lady to cuff him. Goofball recaps things really quick. Mando gets the flasher that he used earlier and uses it on Goofball to take him out. They search quickly for Grogu, finding him. So that was a fun little scene, right? Yeah. Mando ends up giving Jawa lady all the credits that Goofball had on him. Crazy Jawa lady tells her pit droids to stop Goofball to drop Goofball's corpse off in Beggars Canyon. Yeah. Or hey, he will return with cyber mods. Huh? Will we get his return too? Yeah. Does he get to come back with some cyber mods as well?
Maybe, probably.
About it. Huh?
He loves his cyber mods.
Well, that took a little longer than an hour 20 minutes. We actually made it an hour 52 before J Hitman got kicked out this time. New record. All right. Hopefully, like usual, it won't take him too long to get back in here. He's starting to connect back in. There we go. There he is.
Somebody's pissed about you. Yeah, one time. Filoni's pissed about your cyber mod.
We almost made it to the 2-hour mark.
I know.
I was taught while you were gone. I was saying, it was past the hour 20.
I know. Then you had to bring up the cyber mod, and Filoni got pissed.
I guess that was the trigger, wasn't it? The damn cyber mod. Because they're little special freaking purse puppies.
Cyber mod.
So then Mando blasts off in a ship that was actually repaired. Oh my. And then a shadowy figure comes along and kneels at Fennec's body before it cuts away to credits. And then directed by Dave Filoni. That explains all the damn shots and was written by him, of course, because the member berries was strong with this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that pretty wraps up all mine. I don't even know.
That was all. I mean, I had let's see.
I had a couple ones. Yeah, so I had said, flare gun saves the day. The good ones die young. What about the stupid ones? Mechanic gets her due, not really. And then mysterious figure known as Boba Fett saves Finnick.
It wasn't just me, or I don't know. It just seemed like it almost kind of dressed differently, but that might have been
a little bit, yeah. But
so that was that whole setup. You know what? This is what amuses me, or I don't know if it amuses me or what, or just makes me a little sad inside. I don't know, but I said before, it's like I had basically forgotten a lot of this season in particular because I hadn't watched it for a while. Yeah, but I mean, I can remember a few different shows that I've watched, even the first off, and I can generally remember some of the beats. But like this, it had pretty much left my brain.
Yeah.
Like I had
I
completely
think it's because
forgotten.
it's so bad you wanted to forget about it. Probably.
Well, it's not even that it's so much the bad aspect as it's just the forgettable aspect. It's just very forgettable. It's just meant to kind of pass in and pass out.
Yeah.
You're off to consume more media from them. That's it. That's all it's meant. It's not meant to last. It's not meant to.
There's no lasting impression.
Yeah, there's no lasting impression.
Yeah.
It's just like
Right.
I'd completely forgotten how much of a tool the little bounty hunter kid was. Like when I was starting to rewatch this, and before getting to him, I'm like, okay, I remember something of because when I was first just skipped through to grab that screenshot so I can make the thumbnail for this episode. So
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, that's right. He had a part. He teamed up with somebody. Was he that much of a dick? I don't remember. And then I get to it. I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh,
okay.
yes.
It was starting to, a lot of things were kind of re-clicking again. It was kind of popping back in, but it's like, I mean, none of these, other than like the big hits for the season, it's just like, was I supposed to remember these episodes? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. It just so transient. It just comes and goes, you know.
It's very interesting. So, you know, we watch, for those of us, again, that, you know, true Star Wars, I'm going to just say true Star Wars fans, you know, Man of the Cloth, Lucas content, all that. You can watch every movie that Lucas has, you know, done, and you remember it, right?
Right.
It's iconic. It's not even that they're iconic, but you even like scenes, right? So, like, you know, was just Revenge of the Jedi, right? Or well, that's Revenge of the Jedi, but Return. Like Revenge was the, you know,
wait, it was the original title was Revenge of the Jedi. Before Lucas was like, wait, no, Jedi don't do revenge.
Right.
So it was called Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, there's you like for me, like I can remember beginning to end. I mean, that's how much of a fan I am. But we'll even break it down to where, like, you know, scenes and everything that you remember, you hold on to. Right. But like, and then they come out with this kind of stuff. It's like watching the Book of Boba, like there's not a lot. Like oh, that's a bad example, but we'll use the Mandalorian, right? I watched first in season 1, season 2. And there's not a lot that I remember.
Yeah.
Rewatching it, like I obviously remember because I'm rewatching it, but like, and that's that's how there's nothing to cling on to. Like, you know, Revenge of the Sith, you know, is a good example. I can remember, you know, every scene in my mind. You know, iconic scene I can remember. You know, Mace Windu, Palpatine fighting, Anakin. You know, and Obi-Wan talking before Anakin falls. You know,
yep.
You know, even Grievous and the point I'm trying to make is
Battle
like you remember, Battle
Utapau,
you know, all these
even the battle over Coruscant,
iconic, right? Because that scene in itself, and don't want to go on a tangent, but like that scene in the movie was like, you know, a 2-minute scene, but in the book it's like it was like 4 chapters. Right.
Oh, it definitely extended in the book.
So that's the thing. Like, you know, it's just it doesn't captivate you. It doesn't motivate you to watch. There's nothing that you remember, you know, compared to like what Lucas did and what he brought to the table. And I could, like I said, everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own stance. Maybe the children of the mouse will counter us and say, "Oh no, I remember, you know, Mando having, you know, this, you know, love interest with the lady from the, you know, Ricefield, wherever they were at, right?" Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's just there's nothing to cling on to. It's not motivating. It's just there. Just to try to fill.
It just exists in the ether, man. It's just really to exist,
and it doesn't give you no motivation to continue to watch it. Unless
it really doesn't.
You know, you're in our capacity and do it because your whole goal is to eviscerate Disney and Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni and Favreau and Rian Johnson and Abrams and everybody else that is, you know, employed by the
had their hands in all this. Ugh.
I think that's the sad part. Like, you know, we cling on to the memories that were built by Lucas and Star Wars and what he created, and there's nothing here. At least for
because those at least had an actual impact. You know, he he was a guy that knew what he wanted to set out and do.
Well, I
These
can
people
quote
don't.
like
They don't even they couldn't even, like I keep reiterating, they couldn't even keep a consistent storyline through their own trilogy.
no, but like
Couldn't
like,
keep a consistent tone or anything. It just
like Sheev, man, I can quote all of his lines, like when he's his fight with Yoda, or when Yoda enters the door, he's like, Master Yoda, you survived, and
yeah.
Yoda's like, surprised, and he's like, your arrogance blinds you, Master Yoda. It's like, and because it captivates you, man, like,
Yeah.
and it's
You have masters of the craft at it.
yeah. And even the books, man, like and the books are a lot, like there's a lot more scenes in the books and movies, but even remembering and quoting the books, man, that perfect example, and then I'll digress. That scene between Plagueis and Sheev at the end of Plagueis, how
yeah.
my
favorite part. Oh,
we were at work,
great.
and you were explaining this to me, and I hadn't read the book yet, and so I was trying to like imagine what it was like, and then what happened, I read the book, and then we're like fanboys, man, like Obi-Wan and Pasco was. We're talking about like the stormtroopers and all, like, shut up, Pasco. But that clip you sent me on Twitter,
yeah.
But it's like we're into it, man, because it was it gives you goosebumps, man. How he just ends it. Great book.
Oh, that's if I could at least get, if there's something that I would at least want to get, is Ian McDermott voicing that whole scene.
I mean,
even to have him read it all out would just be phenomenal. That would make my day.
The guy who did it was pretty good.
The guy.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Jonathan Davis? Was it Jonathan Davis?
No, that wasn't Jonathan Davis for that one.
Matthew. Who was?
I don't remember who.
We'll have to see.
Who did the abridgment?
It wasn't Mark?
Or not the abridgment. The unabridged reading for.
It was pretty good though. Like he actually did a pretty good Palpatine voice.
He did.
But yeah, to your point,
he definitely captured the character and stuff. Huh?
But to actually get Ian McDermott to do it.
That would just be, like I said, that would just be perfection right there.
We need everybody to email Random House Audio and make it happen.
If he'd be willing to do it,
yeah,
it would be brilliant.
Oh man. Disney will never do it though, or they'll never allow it, because then there's some potential for people to actually go
enjoy something,
enjoy canon, and not their new stuff they're pumping.
Well, I mean, it's funny that they're re-releasing Legends canon books. It's like,
are they different? I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I've been meaning to ask you, like, why are they doing it? Because the original paperback is $8.99, and then the ones that Disney is releasing is $16.99. So are they altering the story?
I don't think they're altering the stories, no, because they still have Legends tags on the book covers.
Is it
it's still those books? It's just they kind of they changed the covers. They changed the cover art so they didn't have to pay royalties to the original artists. But otherwise,
because I'm going to be straight with you, the covers that Disney is releasing, they're dog water.
They're not.
They're absolutely terrible.
They're not the best.
No. Like I love the Thrawn series. How I like.
Oh yeah, those ones are especially, like you say, dog water.
Rise of the Empire, Heir to the Empire.
God, I've been enjoying those books again. Oh my god, especially since they're now the ones that are on Audible are unabridged and everything. Oh my god.
But this artwork,
so good.
Like Thrawn, the way that artist portrayed, like drew Thrawn, like how he drew Thrawn, like I want to throw up.
Was it the new Chiss version?
Yes, you talked about it on Twitter. I think you had a Twitter handle about it.
The new design of the Chiss and everything.
Yeah,
I freaking hate that. No,
but again,
just no.
Listen, they got to save money though, because they're pumping all this money.
Because it's even, you go through the book and it's even described as such. I mean, it's not. He doesn't. Timothy Zahn does not describe Thrawn as having, pupilled eyes or anything like that. They are just like blood red, glowing eyes. It's like, yeah, that's freaking awesome.
And then he's got pupils.
But now he's got pupils because
he's a human.
Filoni's
How
a
dare
lazy
you.
director, and he couldn't have his animators properly convey any kind of emotion or what he was looking at because he's a hack.
No, they want to humanize Thrawn. How dare you?
That's like, yeah, the stupidest thing is like you want aliens and stuff like that, but then you make him more human than was already needed to be. He already was a humanoid type, but he at least had aspects that made him look alien, and that wasn't just the simplicity of it was a brilliant design.
Well, even reading through the
love
books,
the
when
chiss for that.
But when he looks at people, he instills fear just solely based off his eyes. Like you read the books, was it oh God, what's his right hand? Paleon?
Yeah, Paleon.
Palion's
great.
Oh, you love him, man.
I didn't know. I forgot because it's been a while since I've gone through these books, and like I said, I think some of the ones that I had were abridged. So I didn't get the full effect. It's like, going through these unabridged audiobooks of it, and it's like, holy shit.
It's like people feared, like the Empire, Imperial officers feared, people in authority because of how the Empire, conducted themselves. But people feared Thrawn just based off how he looked at you. Like his eyes penetrated the inner core of your being, and then compiling that with how the Emperor, did business.
Selected him, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is just, goes into all of it too. So no, this is kind of the thing to kind of, you have this whole new trilogy of books that came along that was kind of what helped kick off the expanded universe, right?
Yes.
And introduces a whole slew of new characters to the Star Wars audience and was universally embraced because of, how well the characters were developed.
Yeah.
Just the great story writing, the great story itself. It was, and
it's like Mara Jade and
Mara Jade will always be one of my favorites. And Talon, because of this unabridgment, Talon Card is also a fantastic character in his own right. The way he handles business as a smuggler, kind of being the new top dog of the smuggler world after Jabba had gotten wiped off the map. And it's great because you have such dynamics of all these characters while at the same time you're still keeping in established characters who aren't also being outshined by these new characters. They're all kind of having their own faults, their own misgivings, and their failures. And so even Thrawn himself will slip up every so often because of the tenacity of the New Republic. Or is he just he adamantly will only refer to them as the rebellion?
Yeah.
So it's just so many great dynamics going on between all these characters as they're interacting with each other and either helping each other out or stabbing each other in the back.
Yeah.
Like the little Bothan, I think it was Phalia.
Yeah.
The little conniving little Bothan rat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of great too, because you aren't putting a big, holier than thou on a pedestal aliens. You're showing them as being just as dirty as some certain human beings can be. Of doing that sort of stuff, even though they're trying to build this new republic.
Yeah. There is no excuse for Disney, Lucasfilm being just this terrible. There's no excuse because there's so much content that you can pull from. There's so much, there's so many books you can pull from to create great content. But you choose not to.
And there's also great writers that they could be hiring on out there that would be able to bring characters to life. Directors that if they at least let these creative people, at least some of them, do what they can do.
I'm a little upset with James Lucino, because he did Plagueis, and then I feel like he sold back out to the mouse. He did and you kind of saved me because I was reading the book Tarkin, because I wanted to learn
Oh,
more
did
about
he do
Tarkin.
a Tarkin book?
I did not know. I tested.
Oh, that's right.
And
You
you're
said,
like, oh no, that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Because I said that was part of the Mouse's lore.
But to your point, they have great. They do have great. There are great writers, but it's just that's what's just so sad
And
about it.
it's
Like
just all the, like we keep bringing up the travesty of what Filoni did during the Clone Wars show, and disrespecting the lore that was established and culture for the Mandalorians, and that pissed off Karen Traviss. She said, "Fine, screw y'all, I'm out."
I think she's on. She took up residence on one of Richard Branson's islands, which we still need to get Richard Branson on here so we can see if he would donate a small portion of an island to Kathleen
to ship her off to.
Yeah.
You know, it just really comes down to it. It's like there's no excuse for this, for the poor storytelling that gets done. And you know, Mandalorian, the show, it's a mediocre show at best, but you know, you could really elevate it with some better storytelling, with some better
maybe if actually are you saying that if they maybe consulted with Karen Traviss
or anybody that was involved with the original canon, you know, anyone, or especially her, but like I said, after already kind of pissing on all of that, I don't think she'd be very readily to come back.
Not unless George comes back in some type of
who
capacity.
knows, you know. It's just unfortunate, because and this is where I've said this before on here, that, you know, I can understand why people have gotten a little apathetic and are just like, you know what, I'm tapped out after what they did with the whole Gina Carano drama, and the way they got rid of her, and then just the poor handling of the new trilogy that they did, the legacy characters, all their you know, bullshit that they've just had to insert where it wasn't needed. So I understand why people have gotten, you know, apathetic and just kind of turned away and just been like, you know what, I'm 100% done with Star Wars, I'm out. At the same time, though, I do feel like you need to at least have some boots on the ground, so to speak.
100%.
Still try a form of gatekeeping from these freaking smooth-brained retards that, you know, at least, and that's at least what I found great when I found people like Open Airlock Policy and OG Star Wars, Raging Rhino.
Mandalore.
They're still kind of hanging in there with the true canon and holding that line, you know, they trying to make sure they will not pass.
I think
so. There's
good reference.
But it's definitely, you know, needing more people to at least kind of back that up. But hey, you know, I understand why people get tapped out. It's just, but at the same time, it's like you gotta still call them on their bullshit. You gotta rip apart that's why I enjoy us doing this, getting together and ripping apart each of these episodes and just going, how do you, what the hell basically, what are you doing? I mean, I know I could be seen as coming at this from hindsight, but at the same time, like I've said, I've forgotten a lot of these episodes. This has kind of gone out of my brain. I almost feel like I'm watching them for the first time.
A little bit, because I didn't realize how irritated or how irritable like freaking Han Jr. made me. But to touch on your point, I think that's maybe, and I don't want to give them Mouse any credit, but I think they've intentionally tried to inject apathy or create apathy amongst the two fan bases to get rid of us in hopes to drive.
No, that's been some people's theories too.
Yeah. Because if you can, you know, create apathy amongst those who are loyalists to George, if that makes sense, or to not only to George, but
true canon,
Lucasfilm. Yes, if you can create, you know, apathy amongst them, then who's there left to fight? Now you can create anything you want, knowing that the children of the mouse are going to enjoy it. They're going to eat that up.
Exactly.
Right? That's why, to your point, there needs to be boots on the ground, man.
Yeah.
So. And that's why I do what that's why I when we talked about this, like it started as something, for you and us, just enjoy, talking and talking, talking and talking shop, shooting the shit, whatever you want, however you want to say it. But it's turned into like kind of a mission. Like, no, we're not going. Hey, hi, Filoni, Kennedy, Favreau, John. Like, we're not leaving. Yeah, like, yeah, we're here. Like, we're not going to go anywhere, and we're going to continue to call you out on your ridiculousness, because it's ridiculousness for you to sit in. You're in this alternate reality that everything that you create is canon, and it's not. You can't have two canons. There's one truth. You can't have two. You can't have two truths.
That was their mistake. That was their mistake right there. Was trying to create multiple canons.
And I think they're probably a little bit shocked right now that they have people that are coming out and standing up and like, oh, like they're not going anywhere. So maybe they're not. They're probably oblivious to it. They probably don't even. They probably don't
also,
even think
it's
exist.
Probably the most likely thing. But yeah, hey, shout at the wind.
Message to Kennedy. Message to Lucasfilm. We're not going anywhere. Suck a fart. We're here to stay. We're going to continue to call you out on your stuff because you need to be. It's ridiculousness. It's not. You can't.
Boom. Have there we go.
This isn't Burger King. You can't have it your way.
Yeah. I never knew for Burger King to have it your way. All right. No, that's.
I digress.
Yeah.
I'll get back to my cage. And my goal this week is to start a Twitter war with Disney.
They'll just probably, if you actually get noticed, they'll just block you at best.
Probably. But the beautiful thing is there's an endless amount of email. You can sign up for email addresses, countless times. So if I got to create 60,000 different email accounts and then profiles on Twitter, then I'll do that. I'll just have to really come up with clever names.
And there you have it. There you go.
Good shit. So, okay, well, we'll just do our customary rating. So, scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I think we've been living in like the 2.53 area.
Yeah, I'll just probably say the 2. I'll just say a flat 2.
Why is it? So, why do you choose 2?
I'll say maybe the space battle was kind of entertaining, just for that short blip.
Oh, when he robbed Top Gun of
of their little moment, because it reminded me, like I said, of like the TIE Fighter games. I mean, it's just where I kind of landed.
You're good. Yeah,
because every sheer annoyance kind of drops it down the scale further and further and further. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost went with I might just say a flat 1, because this is like between this and the last episode, I'm just like, just the feeling alone is just full on filler mode, and it doesn't push the story along other than he's still being hunted, and it just reintroduced a character that probably should be much older than she is.
Are you talking about
by
Fennec?
This point? Yeah, Fennec.
Yeah.
Considering she was introduced in the Clone Wars series, and that was 20 plus years ago.
Who fought Cad Bane, right?
I don't.
She was also fun. So here,
I had even completely forgotten she was in Clone Wars.
She was also in the Bad Batch, I believe.
That doesn't surprise me.
And she also in the Bad Batch, she fought Cad Bane, and I don't know. Obviously, Bad Batch follows after Order 66, which is interesting. So it's very interesting that she fought Cad Bane and the Bad Batch, and now
she's still kicking.
And then meets him in Book of Boba, which is supposed to be the same time. It's supposed to be 5 years after.
This is 5 years after Return of the Jedi.
That's another just interesting, stupid fact. So like Order 6, or so Bad Batch, and like it takes place like Palpatine just executed Order 66. Right. And then throughout the series, which is like 7 episodes, I think I want to say, there's a part where she fights Cad Bane's trying to kidnap Omega. Stupid name for that show. Anyways, tries to kidnap Omega. Fennec Shan's like involved in it. So it's like this is right after Order 66, but then she meets Cad Bane and Book of Boba, but doesn't does she know it's Cad Bane? I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch, but that's like it doesn't flow.
Oh,
It's
jeez.
like two walls hit it. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like
No.
maybe she knows Cad Bane because Cad Bane's famous, but like if you fought him, like you should, I don't, whatever. I digress. Go down a rabbit hole, but I'd say I don't know, dude, like 1.4, 1.5, 1.4. There's not a lot, like, and I don't even know I don't even want to read it. It's just so bad.
Well,
And there's so many
it's like not
annoyances.
even any of the little comedy bits didn't make me chuckle or anything.
No.
It was just kind of like, okay, I'm right.
Like there's like, so compared to like Book of Boba, like there are some parts of it that were entertaining. Like, we'll just Shanto fighting, basically ripping, or did he like choke the Trandoshan or rip his arm off?
Ripped his arm off.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's like, entertaining, interesting. Danny Trejo, that part, like, is just Danny Trejo. Like, so there's parts that you can like. This episode is just so annoying. Like, I cannot stand, like, how you feel towards the mechanic.
Goofball guy just was like.
So how you feel towards the mechanic is,
so what I forgot was at least, like, certainly in this episode, the mechanic cat lady Jawa person was at least toned down a little bit from what they end up doing with her later.
Yeah.
At least certainly in Book of Boba Fett, because I don't remember if she pops up at all again for the rest of this season, or if she pops up in season 2 at all.
It's definitely season 2. Well, is it season? When was Anakin Starfighter introduced? Was that Book of Boba? Or
that was Book of Boba Fett when they brought in the Nabooian Starfighter.
Yeah. I think she's in it, but I don't.
Like I said. So she, at least in comparison between her and Book of Boba Fett, at least in this, she was slightly toned down, but it was still just kind of stupid. I couldn't even see this as being a kid and laughing at it or anything. Just finding it a little more annoying. I don't know. But
what's this ridiculous blunderbuss blaster? Like, I don't know. It's just irritating. There wasn't really anything about this episode that I liked. It was just, I felt like it was just, and again, it's just my opinion, I feel like Filoni was just stealing from 4 because he can't come up with anything good. And the things that he does come
certainly
up
with the certain camera shots and stuff,
yeah, I think, and it's just, he's stealing from 4, and it's just stupid, man. Like, there's only one cantina on all of Mos Eisley. There's just one cantina.
There's just that one,
Maybe there is, but
at this point, it seems to be a.
It's almost like Filoni, like, in my opinion, and I could be wrong. Maybe I am wrong. I just felt like Filoni was taking shots at Lucas during in this episode to do the cantina scene, to put a droid in there, to do the same booth where the iconic Han shot first scene with Greedo. Like, I just felt like I just took it as a shot. I could be wrong.
I don't know if it was, but I'm willing to say yes, it was.
Like, what is your honest opinion? Do you feel like he was taking a shot?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, all I can see is it trying to be the whole proof that yes, he's Lucas's apprentice, basically. He's directing the same way, sort of crap. But
so it's like he's trying to pay homage to him, but it's almost like it could be perceived as he's taking a shot at him, like, I'm better than you.
Not necessarily taking a shot, just more.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say it was just taking a shot. It was just more of taking what already has been done.
Okay. Well, I'm Irish. We hold grudges, and I think that he was just taking a shot. No, that makes sense.
I won't argue.
Maybe he was, but I just
saw it as it's
steal,
just
like, come up with your own stuff. Don't steal. I just feel like he was
it's definitely.
from 4.
As far as I know, he's a pretty fledgling director in that sense. So it was just kind of going with what he knows and has seen already be done.
But you can't even call yourself a creator.
He didn't really bring anything that showed that this was him directing.
No. If you're a creator, if you call yourself a director and a creator and all this and that, then create. Don't steal. Like, if you want to do that, then I'm just going to label you as a shyster because you're disreputable. You're stealing from other people. And then you're calling it your own because Lucas is out. So you can steal from Lucas and say, no, I came up with this.
Especially when you pay no like honor, like either mentions or anything like that. You just play it off as it's your own.
I would feel better
he almost
tried
doing that with with the whole Darth Maul thing, bringing him back with the robot legs, and I think it was Lucas's daughter that pointed out, no, that was from Legends.
Yeah,
that was the what if story.
Right.
You could see he got caught, and he kind of tried to play it off like, oh yeah, sort of thing. It's like, yeah, you got caught.
You should have put like in the end credits, directed by Dave Filoni, or directed by George Lucas, directed by Filoni, inspired by Lucas.
Inspired by George
Lucas, or borrowed from Lucas, or stolen from Lucas.
It's like we've all heard how Lucas he's admitted how he was inspired by Akira Kurosawa and stuff like that. So he's at least come forward with the things that help bring his stuff to life.
Right.
Filoni hasn't. He tries to play it off like it's either his own or whatever.
Do you think he legally changed his name from Baloney to Filoni? Is his last name actually Baloney?
I didn't even think his name was Baloney to begin with, but okay.
Like he's
certainly full of baloney, right? It's irritating and amusing.
And maybe I'm just in my old age. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old bias, loyalist. But like, everything he creates is just baloney. It really is.
Hey, I can't argue with it. But then I also haven't seen Bad Batch. So I haven't seen
we should do this. We should like get some type of thing going and see like what people like, get a vote going to see what we want. I know we're doing Obi-Wan in May, but I think Bad Batch would be a good thing too.
Bad Batch is on my list of what we'll probably have to go through at some point.
Project, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, he seems to definitely like end up being the one kind of in charge of some of the animated stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was another one of his, especially if Fennec Shan and stuff starts getting inserted into it. Wouldn't surprise me.
1.5.
And then he even retcons another character's origin. So
who was that? Who did he retcon?
That was oh god. It was the guy in Rebels who trained Space Aladdin.
See, I haven't seen Rebels.
Oh, I forgot. I just know he was voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh yes, yeah, okay.
He's basically Rebels. His character was basically not Kyle Katarn.
I didn't watch. So probably the same reason why you didn't watch. I didn't watch.
It was another instance where they basically took Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors and put him into another series, but it was not Kyle Katarn, and I think her name was Hera or something like that, or she was a Twi'lek pilot and everything. So
shameless plug, playing Jedi Outcast again, an amazing game. Narshada.
I reinstalled that too.
Is it pronounced Shada or Shada?
I don't know.
I say Narshada. But probably my favorite level of the whole game.
That's like I said, that level really got to me. Just
I understand.
Once you got inside that garbage area and you were trying to get through that crap.
Oh, it screwed me up.
It's like a weird, demented maze.
Listen, I'm unashamed to say that it took me a good probably hour to get through that trash heap of a hideout.
But I definitely, what I did like was when I replayed it a while ago was redoing getting through the Jedi Temple and doing the little relearning the Force and stuff. I thought was cool.
I'm stuck on Tavion. I can't beat her.
On who?
Is there Tavion? Tavia. Whatever name. I can't beat her. I've been trying to. I don't know.
Well, remember, you gotta switch your styles occasionally. Go from the strong style to the fast to the medium.
Oh, how do you do that? I forgot how to do that.
I know I would usually like set it on my mouse keys. I don't know what it's like on a
Oh,
controller.
okay, yeah, but yeah, I'm stuck
But
on
yeah,
her.
like sometimes switch up to the strong style and stuff, and because that's what that was the great thing about those games. You did have to get some like tactical ideas into it of like
Yeah,
being able to hit the right spots with using those different styles to take down your enemies. And sometimes they would just chop
I've
you up,
tried.
and that was the great thing because it was like a one hit kill. It
Yeah,
made me think of like the Bushido Blade games,
yeah.
but it was Star
I'm
Wars,
trying
and it's
to
like
trying to channel my inner Windu. Like I'm throwing lightning at her, she's laughing. I'm throwing a force push, she ain't having it.
it was fine. It's a Star Wars game where the lightsaber actually feels like a lightsaber instead of just a
100%.
wiffle bat or something, you know?
The times that I can actually do damage to her is when I throw my lightsaber at her and it comes back and hits her in the back. But like I'm just getting mad, man, and she just sucks. She's like a succubus, man. She's sucking the life out of me with one
Yep.
swing. Great game.
Yeah, so you just gotta switch up the styles.
Yeah. Shameless plug. Go down. But this is probably one of the best. Even the graphics. It released in what, the 2000s.
Yeah, I would want to say the early 2000s.
That's where that new Star Wars game, Eclipse. I know they need to hire whoever did Jedi Outcast. I don't know, was it BioWare?
I would no
Wasn't
Jedi
BioWare.
Outcast was.
I know it was when Lucasfilm.
I forget who exactly developed those games.
Call Lucas, because Lucas still owned it when it came out, I believe. I don't think Disney had.
Well, yeah, it was like under LucasArts and stuff like that for the video game division. So, I don't remember who developed that game.
Yeah, beautiful artwork. Bespin, the artwork in Bespin, beautiful. You feel like you're watching.
Bespin,
yeah. Bespin, sorry, not Bespin. Bespin, you're.
No, Bespin was right. You were right.
Yeah, okay. You feel like you're actually in Cloud City, like.
Oh god, there's some annoying parts to that place too.
The whole level, you mean?
Not the whole level. It was more of areas when you'd get into like a corridor and then you'd have a bunch of freaking snipers waiting for you.
Yeah. I was
and it just could be kind of annoying sometimes.
I was going to get a hold of you last night because I started the level, and where like when you first begin Bespin, you have to get into like the very bottom of Cloud City. But I got with the what do you call what is the thing that comes down, the platform that comes down? It blew me off into blew me off the thing. I was just so mad. But but then it was a disruptor rifle is what they call it, I think. And,
the disruptor rifle. Those things they can be fun when you use it on them, at least.
Yeah, but you can't. The lightsaber I don't think blocks it. I don't think.
No,
I could be wrong, but.
Yeah, so the developer was Raven Software. They
need to get a hold of Raven Software then.
You'd have to. I don't even know if the devs would still be there that helped make it.
Yeah,
but I would love to try and track those people down and be like, "Hey, we need a new Jedi Outcast."
I just wanted to point that out because you got me playing it again, and it's amazing. And for those, like I said, haven't played it, if you want a really good Star Wars game that follows. It's just true to everything that is Star Wars, play it.
Absolutely.
And I forgot how mad Deshaun makes me. What a freaking lizard guy. That irritates me. But
yeah, he's a slippery little fucker.
Did you have any thoughts on? Did you play not Outcast? Academy? Was it good?
Yeah, I enjoy. It feels a little more like an expansion, but at the same time, like I said, the great thing is how the fact that you get to start out with lightsaber and force powers off the bat.
Right.
Is fun, is a great aspect, and you can you get to create your character. So there's that too.
The story's better in Outcast, but gameplay's better.
The story is better. The story is better in Outcast for sure. And then the gameplay. I mean, the gameplay is, they're both pretty much pretty similar to each other. It's just like I said, the starting's different.
Yeah.
And then like it is with Jedi Academy, you get to eventually wield either two-handed staff saber or just keep with the single hilt. So
who's the main character in Academy? It's not Katarn, is it?
No, Katarn's your master. It's Jaden Core, I believe.
Jaden, yes, I remember from the videos. I can't think of the re-edited videos.
Yeah, the Jedi Academy re-edited.
Yes. So shameless plug. Wanted to bring that up because I'm having a blast with it. So, all right. Well, so you said one. You said 2 or what? What did you give it?
What? Oh, I
The
gave
rating.
it I was going for a 2, leaning at a 1.
Yeah. I'd say 1.5. Nothing, like I said, nothing. It wasn't captivating. It was annoying to watch.
At least got your anger going.
It did. So I guess in that I'd be okay giving it like a 1.5, 1.7 for purely my blood pressure. But
it inspired the reaction it was going for.
I think in chapter 6 is really where I wanted
chapter
to jump
6
into
is called The Prisoner, and that's the one with Bill Burr in it. Which,
did you see? I might have to save it for next show, but there's an article that came out with Bill Burr about being portrayed the best stormtrooper than some of the New Order stormtroopers.
Well, he was the only one that they had some character development to besides Finn from.
I think I'll send the article and we'll maybe post it. But it's like Bill Burr's 5-minute stormtrooper was more impactful than all the other. I think I'll have to find it. I don't want to misquote it, but it was a really good article.
Well, yeah, we could maybe go over that next time.
A show in store!
Indeed,
it's gonna be. This is where it really just the crap just starts falling off the wall. In this episode, who's the guy that played the detective in freaking Too Fast, Too Furious?
I don't know.
You know what? Well, he's the guy who he shows up. I'll have to find him, but he's the Too Fast, Too Furious where he gets the rat eats his chest or something. That's the guy that plays in this one.
Okay.
It's like they bring back the decent actors and they just don't do anything with it.
Not surprising, right?
Story of my life. But all right, well, that's all I got. Right, you have anything else?
No, that's it. I think we're good. I think this is a good point to wrap it all up.
We could go all night, but we're
we could go longer, but yeah.
All right.
Well, to everyone else, adios. Good night. See you later.
Good night. Thanks for joining. See you next week.
Boom.